Radio Plus Sports.
Free throw line, nice back cut, and a find to Cale Peterson. And Gracie Gopalin puts it up, puts it in, gets knocked to the floor into the free throw line. A little crossover dribble, goes up with the right hand, gets it to go. Waupun on a roll right now. Will go up with the left hand, puts it in. Another steal and a basket for the Randolph Rockets. Vanderwerf getting the ball to Spies, and she pounds one down and puts it off the arms of Delaney Rudinger and out of bounds. Walda's going to get it near the middle, and DeVries pushes it off to the right. Off to the races the other way. Throws it up to Emba, throws it down and in. Unbelievable alley-oop to Ben Emba, throws it down for the two. What a feed into Ben Emba from Will Sines.
Dual feeds Johannes again. That one off the window and in. Johannes to the line.
Thanks to our sponsors in today's game.
Laconia has the basketball with a chance. Madigan gets it in for Engel. Back to Madigan. Spots up. Got it! He scores!
And people, there are your state champions, the Randolph Lady Rockets. Congratulate them on an unbelievable storybook season. Your Waupun Lady Warriors are champions of Division III girls basketball.
The complete broadcast schedule can be found at radioplusinfo.com.
And I am set to bring you some sectional semifinal Division II girls softball action as the Waupun Lady Warriors are getting set to take on a team they're very familiar with, a team they played twice during the season with, and that is Kettle Moraine Lutheran, the Chargers. Again, just 2 games away from state for either one of these teams. You lose, you're done. If you win, you're in the sectional championship coming up on Thursday. And you'll be playing the winner of Freedom, who's the only ranked team that's left in this sectional. They're number 3 ranked. I don't know what that means with Freedom, but they're taking on Marinette in Freedom tonight. So, again, both teams trying to get to that sectional championship game. That'll be at 4:30 on Thursday afternoon over at Seymour at Rock Ledge Park. And Steve Witterhack with you. I've got also Caleb Sauer doing the video streaming with me here for the ball game, and excited to bring you some great action. Waupun and Kettle Moraine Lutheran have played twice during the season. Waupun winning a doubleheader over at KML and won by scores of 13-3 and 10-1. KML getting here by knocking off the team that Waupun lost to twice during the season, Kewaskum, and they beat them 9-7 in their regional championship. So you can't take anything for granted. I mean, just ask the Boston Celtics. Can't take those guys for granted either. 8th seed, and they go on and they're in the championship now after knocking Boston off at Boston in Game 7. But again, it's a game you got to take seriously against a team that you 5-run ruled, and you also beat them 10-1 the other game. And we're going to talk about those games on our pregame show brought to you by Home and Auto Sales, and talk about the games that got them to this game, their regional championships. It's all coming your way on the Home and Auto Sales pregame show live from Jerry Miedema Field. I'm Steve Witterhack. This is Waupun Lady.
Used vehicles, homeandauto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at homeandauto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the Holman family your first stop at homeandauto.com. We make you feel at home at Holman.
Are you missing out on life? Does chronic joint pain prevent you from doing the things? If you suffer from debilitating and chronic joint pain, learn how innovative medicine with human cellular tissue products can get you back to living your best life. Call New Medical Center for an alternative approach with...
Did you know that Ergo Bank of Marquezan and Fox Lake offers Casasa Rewards checking accounts? All Casasa Rewards accounts include refunds on ATM withdrawal fees. When you meet the monthly qualification criteria, there's no monthly maintenance fee and no minimum balance requirement. Best of all, you get rewarded for things you probably do anyway, such as using your debit card and setting up a direct deposit. Discover the benefits of opening a Casasa Rewards checking account at Ergo Bank of Marquezan and Fox Lake.
Every piece of land has a story. The Upshaw's right there's with a John Deere 1 Series tractor they call Penny.
When your project comes up, you have
to starting at $129 per month at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2315.
Contact Ballwig Implement at ballwig.biz. Let's spring into a new career with Saputo. Become part of a great company and team. Due to their continued growth, Saputo has full-time benefit-eligible maintenance and 12-hour shifts available in their Alto facility. Saputo offers entry-level pay starting at just under $23 per hour and operator's pay starting at over $26 an hour. Great benefits and shift pay. Log on saputo.com/careers. Spring into a new career at Saputo. Saputo is an equal opportunity employer.
Hi, this is Bucky with All Phase Heating, Cooling, and Geothermal. Wisconsin weather, it goes through the phases, like us. Whether you need a repair to your current system or an upgrade to a brand new one, we have you covered in all seasons and all phases. Ask about our Guardian maintenance plans to help keep your units running efficiently and reliably all year through. Call 920-763-2301. That's 920-763-2301. Log on allphasecomforts.com.
The Hour Bar on Main Street, Waupun is a great place to meet friends. Owners Bob and Tana invite you to join them for their daily specials and great atmosphere. They also bring in top-notch entertainment and host many special events. The Hour Bar is also the perfect place to cheer on the Packers, Bucks, Brewers, and Badgers. There's TVs everywhere you look. After today's game, head to the Hour Bar, 433 East Main Street, Waupun, a proud supporter of high school sports.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Wisconsin.
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Okay, we are back at Jerry Meadema Field. Steve Winterhack with you. Doing the video streaming is Caleb Sauer. And we are ready to bring you some girls softball action. Again, a sectional semifinal in Division II, a lot at stake. And like I said, Waupun has owned their matchups this season, beating them convincingly both games. Let's take a look at those games that they played earlier in the season. They were both played on the 2nd of May, almost a full month ago, over at Kettle Moraine Lutheran. I think Jeff Taves, the PA announcer, said it was freezing that day. So it's maybe the heat will help KML a little bit in this hit. Like I said, you take nothing for granted. But Waupun winning in 5 innings in that first game, 13-3. Waupun put 15 hits on the board and 6 hits allowed only for KM game. And just take a look at some of the play in that game. Kaylee Westfall, 3 for 3, a double and a home run in the game. Ryan Babish was 3 for 3. And Ryan, you just really don't see her with a bat in her hand anymore. She's been mostly running for Waupun. And Aubrey Farley was the pitcher in that ball game. 5 innings pitched, only gave up 6 hits and struck out 1. Now, in the next game, they did not 10-run rule them, but they did have 10 runs in the game. Waupun knocked off KML by a score of 10-1. Waupun had 12 hits in that game. KML had 8 hits in a game that went the distance. Addie Braun had a double in that ball game. Also, Lexi Gerritsen and Roz Rivera all with doubles in that game. But again, a very convincing outing by the Waupun Lady Warriors almost a full month ago, back on the 2nd of May. And we'll see what happens here in Waupun. Anything can happen. And Waupun is starting Aubrey Farley, who had a great outing against them back in that first game of those 2 games. So we will see about the strategy with Coach Josh Novice in this ball game. We're going to take another break, come back in 3 minutes, talk about the games that got them here. The regional championships are both of these teams coming up in just a few minutes. This is Waupun Lady Warriors softball, live from Jerry Meadema Field on RP Sports.
A reputation for being the best, the toughest zero-turn mower ever made doesn't come easy. It's earned by a precision cut, a perfectly manicured lawn, a job well done. It's earned by outworking, outperforming, and outdoing with horsepower, handling, and versatility. It's heavy-duty build quality and cutting power that means business. Introducing Bobcat Zero-Turn Mowers. Bring tough to turf. See Waupun Equipment Company in Waupun and Watertown today, your official Bobcat dealer. The Waupun Athletic Booster Club is a proud sponsor of today's game. Here is some of the great support they have offered over the past few years. Golf bags and umbrellas for the golf team, wrestling record boards, a wrestling mat, 3 iPads for football using Huddle, new basketballs for girls and boys teams, reseeding and landscaping of the JV soccer field, support for different tech programs, and more. The Waupun Athletic Booster Club also provides scholarships for athletes. Good luck, Waupun, in your game today.
Andy with us here at the other bar, Main Street in Waupun. The patio is going to be open if you want to brave the heat and humidity, Andy, right?
We finally got some good weather going, so yes, the patio is open at 11 o'clock daily. We serve food from 11 and our kitchen closes at 9 o'clock at night. We got specials going almost every day of the week. Monday, of course, we have pizza special along with all-you-can-eat shrimp and fries. Tuesday is Mexican all day. Wednesdays is wings after 4. Thursday is build your own burger. Friday is fish, of course, all day long. Saturday is appetizer special, buy one, get one half off. And our daily board changes by the day. You'll have to stop in and see what Tierney's rolling out of the kitchen for that day.
Meat raffle coming up on Sunday, right? Talk about that.
2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, yes. It's meat day once again. This week's proceeds are going to the Recording Angel. The mayor of Waupun, Ron Bishop, is spearheading that one.
For a great week, Andy. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Nick. Go Brewers.
Andy with us here from the other bar, Main Street in Waupun.
Excellence in dentistry meets exceptional service. It's Dentistry of Wisconsin in Waupun and Beaver Dam. From routine cleanings, checkups, and maintenance to more advanced dental care and cosmetic services, choose Dentistry of Wisconsin. Doctors Metzger's, Truckenbrod, Dittman, and Warner, along with their friendly staff, are here to care for you. Visit their state-of-the-art facilities in Waupun and Beaver Dam, accepting new patients. Dentistry of Wisconsin.
She's made comments. Her friends have hinted. You even have pictures on your phone of what she wants. You know her type, her style, and her taste. Now all that's left is the ask. Hi, this is Kate from Geisberg's Jewelry. New diamond inventory has just arrived with I Do in a special way. Geisberg's Jewelry, Main Street, downtown Waupun.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Waupun on Radio Plus. Contact your local Edward Jones financial advisor for your investment needs by visiting edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Still in the pregame show, brought to you by Home and Auto Sales, bringing you the game from the National Exchange Bank and Trust broadcast booth. One of the best places to call it. I'd say the best softball place to call it from right here at Jerry Meadema Field, sitting up right above the concession stand. That doesn't mean I get any of the popcorn and the pizza that I smell downstairs, but still a great place to call the game from. We are all set up and ready to bring you the sectional semifinal in Division II girls softball. Waupun getting here with a game that came right down to the wire. 2-2 going into the bottom of the 7th inning in that ball game. And we run Waupun with runners over at second and third base. And Lexi Lehman gets up with one down. Just pops one up. Seemed harmless enough. Right and short, right off the end of the grass, just off the infield dirt. And little bump between the center fielder and the shortstop on that one. And that allowed Rowan Harder, who just as soon as that ball was caught, or touched the glove, I should say, because it bounced once in their gloves. But as soon as they hit the mitt, they can head home. And she did. Not even throw home. No need to, because she scored, and that was a walk. Pitcher in that game, 7 innings pitch. Only, of course, that big sacrifice fly that brought in the winning run, a walk-off sacrifice fly for Lexi Lehman, the one lone senior. I see the signs. I've seen before we had 7 or 8 signs out there for senior day here, but they've got just one senior on the team, and that bodes well for a very talented and deep Waupun Lady Warrior team with a couple very good pitchers that are only freshmen. When you look at Farley out there along with Braun, both just freshmen, and they're both very accomplished pitchers with some great records during the season. You can put both of them in and not hurt yourself, but Aubrey Farley getting the nod here tonight in this sectional semifinal here in Waupun. Like I said, a 6-3 record on the season with a 3.93 ERA. Waupun sitting at 19-5. They were, for most of the season, ranked in the top 10, but few losses towards the end of the season. That second loss to Kewaskum and losing to Winneconne kind of bumped them out of the top 10. But that doesn't matter, because Kewaskum, who won our conference and won it by a couple of games, they're done. They lost to Winneconne 9-7 in their ball game. Coach James Ott there, 10-13 for their team, but no stats really for the team. So that makes it a little hard to look up and see exactly what they did. Now the players are doing it. Got some partial batting average stats for about half the season, but again, it's always helpful for us broadcasters if they keep up with it, which Waupun does right up to the pitch here at Waupun for their stats during the season. So, again, looking forward to bringing you what should be a good game. And we get to sectionals. It's a 3-official team that they put out there, put 3 officials out on the field. So they're taking a series right in the sectional semifinal. You win this game today, you'll be moving on to play on Thursday. You'll be traveling up to Seymour. I've been up there for some basketball games before and some really nice basketball players that came out of the city of Seymour. But you'll be heading up to Seymour to Rockledge Park for a 4:30 start and a sectional championship game. Winner of that game goes on to the state tournament at Goodman Diamond coming up next week. And the teams that are playing off to see who plays the winner of this game, you had Freedom, the only ranked team left in this half of the sectionals. Freedom is going to be playing against Marinette in that ball game, the number 4 seed against the number 2 seed. I thought it was kind of unusual. Luxembourg Casco was seated ahead of Freedom, but Freedom was higher ranked. I guess rankings don't mean a lot when it comes down to where they seed you. And Freedom got the number 3 seed, but they're still alive yet and taking on Marinette in their sectional championship way up north in Freedom on your way up to Green Bay from here. Taking a look at Waupun's games, they had to wait for the winner of the Grafton-Sheboygan Falls-Kohler game, and, well, they didn't have to wait to find out who won that game because Sheboygan Falls-Kohler forfeited their game in their regional quarterfinal, and Waupun played Grafton in that first game of the tournament, and they took care of business pretty handily against Grafton, knocking them off by a score of 10-3. Then that game against Winneconne in a regional championship where they beat Winneconne by a score of 3-2. For Kewaskum, I should say KML, they also had a bye in the first round, number 4 seeded team, and they didn't play till they played a team from the East Central Conference. It was 4 teams from the East Central Conference in this regional championship last week, and they took on Plymouth and knocked them off 6-2. And then, of course, their game last week, Thursday, saw KML knock off Kewaskum by a score of 9-7. And that's how we kind of got to this point here tonight at Waupun playing in, Jeff, what's the temperature right now? 84 degrees. Okay, so the breeze, it feels like 86 out there and 84 degrees, but a little toasty out there, but kind of nice here. We got a little cross breeze going through the press box, and we are ready for some girls softball again, a sectional semifinal, and we should hopefully fill the bleachers. If you're listening right now or watching, I'm hoping you're watching on RadioPlusInfo.com, or you go to YouTube and type in Radio Plus and search for our game there, but that's where you'll find us. But you also have a game tonight over on the other side of Lincoln Street, and that's a regional semifinal game. And the Waupun Warriors are playing in that ball game against New London. Waupun is the number 2 seed, New London the number 10 seed, and Waupun ranked number 8. It's a crazy loaded as far as the rankings are concerned, sectionals for the Waupun Warrior boys baseball team. Waupun taking on New London. They're Waupun against ranked number 8. Top of this half of the bracket has Chilton. They are the number 1 seed, and they are number 5 ranked team in the state. Then you got Denmark, who's won state the last few years, and they are the number 1 ranked team in the state. They are in the very top of this bracket, and a number 2 seeded team is Notre Dame, who is the number 9 ranked team in this half, or their half, I should say, of the sectionals. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with the starting lineups and also the beginning of today's game. It's Waupun playing at home at Jerry Miedema Field, a sectional semifinal game right here in Waupun at their beautiful diamond. They're taking on their conference foe, the KML Chargers, and we'll have all that stuff coming your way in just a few minutes as we continue bringing you Waupun Lady Warrior Softball on RP Sports.
A reminder for everyone that Bent's Automotive is open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. and on Saturdays by appointment only. Keeping your vehicle in tip-top running condition is essential. Call 324-9962 for Bent's Automotive. Get the quality repair and maintenance services you need from the automotive technicians you can trust. Bent's Automotive at the corner of Carrington and Main Streets in beautiful downtown Waupun. Call 920-324-9962 to schedule your service or repair needs today. This game is powered by C. Broxma Electric of Waupun. C. Broxma Electric has serviced the electrical needs for Waupun and the surrounding area for over 18 years. From small residential jobs to agricultural, industrial, and commercial jobs, they do it all. For quality work and prompt, courteous service, contact your State of Wisconsin licensed electrical contractor in our area. C. Broxma Electric at 920-319-1614 or check them out online at cbelectric.net. If you're looking for someone to take care of your tree needs, call Eli at Torres Tree Service of Waupun. He's been in the business for 10 years and started up Torres. They do tree trimming and stump grinding, and the job's not done until they put topsoil and seed where the tree was removed, clean up the debris, and haul it away. Join the many satisfied customers by calling Torres Tree Service in Waupun at 920-344-5887.
Shop these and more great deals all this week at Waupun's Piggly Wiggly. Get classic California iceberg lettuce, 99 cents each. Ripe mangoes or large avocados, 5 for $4. Get large eggs, a dine with your card. These and more great deals at the Piggly Wiggly Waupun all this week.
When's the last time you reviewed your Medicare or your health insurance benefits? Do you have a plan? A lot of people choose plans that don't fit their healthcare needs or budget. Don't make that mistake. We here at SIA Insurance work with many different companies and carriers to get you the best coverage at the best value. For more information, contact SIA Insurance at 999 West Main Street in Waupun. Call SIA Insurance at 324-2071 for free help.
Motor repair and replacement, pumps, pulleys and belts, barn fans, distribution of Milwaukee tools, and more. With convenient locations in Oshkosh, Waupun, and Fond du Lac, WW Electric Motors are your trusted local business. For electric motors can make it go too. Over 65 years in the area.
At W&W Electric Motors.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeandAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeandAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the Homan family your first stop at HomeandAuto.com. We make you feel at home at Homan.
Are you missing out on life? Does chronic joint pain prevent you from doing the things you love? I get it. All you think about is pain. This is Dr. Randy Blahoviak with New Medical Center. We have the solution to your problem. If you suffer from debilitating and chronic joint pain, learn how innovative medicine with human cellular tissue products can get you back to living your best life. Call New Medical Center for an alternative approach with innovative medicine at 920-249-8757.
Every piece of land has a story, written by those who work it. But everyone's story is different. So the question is, how will you tell yours? Behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor, mower, or Gator utility vehicle. Run with us and start telling your story today.
Contact Ballwig Implement in either of their 2 locations, Waupun or Beaver Dam. Go online anytime at ballwig.biz.
Did you know that Ergo Bank of Marquezan and Fox Lake offers Kasasa Rewards checking accounts? All Kasasa Rewards accounts include refunds on ATM withdrawal fees. When you meet the monthly qualification criteria, there's no monthly maintenance fee and no minimum balance requirement. Best of all, you get rewarded for things you probably do anyway, such as using your debit card and setting up a direct deposit. Discover the benefits of opening a Kasasa Rewards checking account at Ergo Bank of Marquezan and Fox Lake.
Let's play some ball.
Randy Harper says it sounds and looks good. So we're good. We're off and running. So whenever the next one's done, just let me know and then we'll go on.
Yep, we're good action.
Okay, we off on here. Okay, we are back to Jerry Meadham Field. Steve Witterhack with you. I've got Caleb Sauer with me right now doing the video streaming, and we remember Caleb very well during his 3-sport athlete time at Waupun. Baseball, and did you win a state championship in baseball? I know in Legion you did. 2018. Yeah, in high school too at 2018. Of course, he was the most beat-up guys on the team as a running back on the football team, but still got up and kept on running the ball, so I always give him credit for that, and I had a great career on not a real good football team back then, and also hockey. That was your main thing, and just finished up his career over at Illinois State, so I got him now over here. He's starting his career as doesn't want to chase the engineering degree that he got. He's going to be a video guy along with his dad. But we thank him for being here today and looking forward to hanging out with him for this ball game here at Waupun. Let's take a look at the defensive starting lineup for the Waupun Lady Warriors. Aubrey Farley, 6-3 on the season with a 3.93 ERA. She's in the pitcher's circle for Waupun. Kaylee Westfall, rock solid behind home plate. That's who you want back there running a game. Lexi Gerritsen, again, nice tall left-handed first baseman, just what you want over at first base. Carly White, the second baseman. Very athletic second baseman, Kylie Plime. Nothing gets by her at shortstop. Lexi Lehman, the lone senior on the team, and she gets everything, swallows everything up over at third base. Can't get anything by her. And a very solid outfield. Olivia Lease out in left field. Center fielders Rowan Harder and Ava Vandezan. They call her the freshman on a team that has numerous really good freshmen. She's thrown a few people out from right field over first base in the games that I watched. Coming up first is coming up for KML is, get my book all set up here, Kaylee, and the ball hit over towards second base, and a backhanded throw. Nice job by Carly White, backhanding it over towards first base. Like I said, whatever you got to do to get the out, and the first pitch as goes over, she backhands it and flicks it over towards first base to Gerritsen, gets the out. And that was a very tough out. I've seen these guys play against Oakfield earlier in the season, and they were very solid against them. But Oakfield won that game when they met earlier in the season, and they could not get Mackenzie Luring out, and Waupun did. Brooklyn Bartelt up now. Jada Schultz awaiting on deck. A called strike into the right-handed hitting Brooklyn Bartelt. Emily Hovorka is the cleanup batter, followed by Gabby Klubertons. Haley Hess bats in the 6th spot. Lizzie Elke, center fielder, batting in the 7th slot, followed by Ashlyn Kianka and Kayla Kanak. Next pitch is swung on, fouled out of play over on the third base side. Puts the count now at 0-2 with one down. Just underway here in Waupun, a sectional semifinal. And no matter what any team does, already a preset destination for the next game, and that is at Seymour for the sectional championship Thursday for the winner. This one is poked out towards left field. It's going to drop right in front of the left fielder, Olivia Lease. Easy little swing, just kind of pokes it over there and gets it out of the infield for a one-out base hit. Nice little swing there from Brooklyn Bartelt, not over swinging on, and got herself to first base. Jada Schultz now comes up to bat, the second baseman. I guess I have some very partial batting averages for some of the players. And Jada Schultz batting .333 in about the 10 games that they had on the internet that I could look up. Now, the first one is a ball. It kind of looked the way he kind of made it look like a strike signal he made. Kind of jumped with his arm, but now it was a ball. Count is now 1-0. Next one is hit on the ground, but pulled foul. And a good job by Coach Ott over there at third base, backhanding it and bringing it in. Back onto the field. Puts the count now at 1-1 with Jada Schultz up to bat. Runner at first base. And like I said, Waupun definitely dominated in that really cold game back on the 2nd of May, but conditions are different. Swing and a miss on the next pitch. Yeah, throw down to first base, and if that would have been picked up cleanly by Lexi Garrison, could have been interesting over there. Good snap throw by Westfall over to first base. We got Randy Armga. Couldn't join me here tonight because he's got a game over, I believe, in West Bend. Is that where you were tonight, Randy? Maybe against Watertown, possibly. It was such a long time ago you told me that, like last night. You told me that, but you get this age, you do forget things. Like, why did I come up here? Oh, that's right, I'm doing a game. It took me a little while to figure that out. 2-2 pitch now. And that is spanked out to left field. It gets cut off by Olivia Lease, but another single back-to-back hits for Kettle Moraine Lutheran puts runners at first and second base. Now their cleanup batter, Emily Hovorka, coming up to bat. Hovorka listed as batting .259 on the 10 games that they had listed. I do appreciate the coaches that do keep up their stats. A little extra talking points and knowing exactly the kind of player you have coming up with that, but keeps it a bit of a mystery. Runners at first and second. KML making some noise here in the top of the first inning. First pitch in to Hovorka. Misses high for ball one. If you are not in front of a computer right now watching the game or watching it on your phone on Radio Plus or going onto YouTube and going to Radio Plus, That one ends up hitting the batter. Havorka hit by a pitch. Now bases are loaded with one down. So batter hit by a pitch. Puts runners on all the bases. And Gabby Klubertans coming up the catcher. And then a quick little meeting with Coach Navis out there with his infield and his pitcher and just trying to maybe talk a little bit. I was talking to Randy last night. One of the things he mentioned, sometimes during these situations, he'd go out and just ask them what they had for lunch today or something. Do you do anything over the weekend and get their mind off it a little bit and just kind of take the stress away. But right now, a little stressful situation with KML with bases loaded and just one down. A couple nice hits followed by a batter hit by a pitch. Now bases loaded with just one down for the Chargers. Always activity in all the diamonds when you come down here. Practices and maybe games for the youth softball, a very strong youth softball that they have here in Waupun. Almost every given weekend you're going to have some tournaments. Klubertans up to bat. First one's going to miss low and away for ball one. So Aubrey's got to kind of get back in her groove a little bit. Had a good game against them in that game back on the 2nd of May. She wasn't feeling the effects of the cold temperatures. Comes a 1-0 pitch. That's going to catch the outside part of the plate. Makes the count 1-1. Haley Hesse waiting on deck. See if Waupun can do a little Houdini act here and escape out of this without any damage. 1-1 the count to Klubertans. This one's going to miss low and inside. Puts the count at 2-1. Yeah, Waupun boys playing on the other end of Lincoln Street, and you got Jeff Sauer over there, and he does it both. He does both things. He does the play-by-play, and he does the camera. He has 4 cameras going on out there. Multi-talented, and he's bringing you that also on Radio Plus. This is popped in the air out to short right field, and it's hauled in, and Ava Vandezand throws it home, but it's going to be a little late. A play over at third base, and runner is out over there, but they do get a run in. Sack fly out to right field, throw in, and then a throw over to third base to get the out. So now 2 down with a runner at second base. But still, first run of the ball game going to Kettle Moraine Lutheran Chargers. So they were trying to see if maybe they appealed the runner maybe leaving third base a little earlier. And they get the call on that. So Waupun does dodge a bit of a bullet. They have no runs on the board right now. Waupun escapes again here in the top of the first inning. And here we go to the bottom of the first inning. We'll have that for you coming up in just 60 seconds on RP Sports.
A reputation for being the best, the toughest zero-turn mower ever made doesn't come easy. It's earned by a precision cut, a perfectly manicured lawn, a job well done. It's earned by outworking, outperforming, and outdoing with horsepower, handling, and versatility. It's heavy-duty build quality and cutting power that means business. Introducing Bobcat Zero-Turn Mowers. Bring tough to turf. See Waupun Equipment Company in Waupun and Watertown today, your official Bobcat dealer. The Waupun Athletic Booster Club is a proud sponsor of today's game. Here is some of the great support they have offered over the past few years. Golf bags and umbrellas for the golf team, wrestling record boards, a wrestling mat, 3 iPads for football using Huddle, new basketballs for girls and boys teams, reseeding and landscaping of the JV soccer field, support for different tech programs, and more. The Waupun Athletic Booster Club also provides scholarships for athletes. Good luck, Waupun, in your game today.
Steve Witterhack with you back over at Jerry Meadema Field, and Waupun did try to erase that run off the board, but to no avail. They tried to say that the runner at third base left too early, and they did appeal that, but they didn't get the call over there, but they did get the run in on that sac fly out to right field. So 1-0 the lead for KML. Going into the bottom of the first inning, Kaylee Westfall, the first batter, the catcher for Waupun. Pitching to Kaylee, swung on, but on the ground and foul over on the third base side. Kaylee batting .533 on the season, 4 home runs, leads the team in that category, 30 RBIs and 18 stolen bases. So you got the power numbers, you got the speed numbers out there, and just a great player, Kaylee Westfall. Kylie Plime batting second, followed by Lexi Lehman and Lexi Garrettson. That is hit out right over to second base and off the heel of the glove. Error on the second baseman, Jada Schultz. I don't know what she was thinking, but kind of took a little jump at the ball and hits off the heel of her glove and on the ground on an error by the second baseman. We'll put runner at first base and nobody out. See if Waupun can make KML pay for that as Kylie Plime comes up to the plate. Kylie batting now .324 on the season. Yeah, that thing hit her like maybe about chin level and neck level, but she jumped at it for some reason, and that just threw everything off. Ball one of the first pitch into Kylie Plime with Lexi Lehman awaiting on deck. Batting fifth will be Ava Vandezan. Roz Rivera batting after that, the designated player. And followed by Aubrey Farley, Olivia Lease, and Rowan Harder, the batting order for Waupun. Yeah, that one's going to get past, I guess that was ball four, so runners now at first and second base are hit by a pitch. Couldn't quite get out of the way of that one, so now, the wheels, not a great start for the KML Chargers, having an error at second base, which should have been a routine catch over there. Then a player hit by a pitch puts runners at first and second. And Lexi Lehman coming up to bat now for Waupun, batting .268 on the season. First pitch into her misses high for ball one. And from what I've seen from Waupun, they're very good at making teams pay for mistakes like that. Runners at first and second and nobody out. Comes the 1-0 pitch with Katie Brandt to called strike on the next pitch in. No offer from Lehman. Gabby Klubertons behind home plate. Emily Havorka is over at first base. Second baseman Jada Schultz. Shortstop Mackenzie Luring. Brooklyn Bartelt at third base. There's another pitch for Brandt, 1-1 pitch. That's going to miss just a bit inside. Left or right, throw it down to first, not in time. And Pond likes to push the envelope a little bit, draw those throws over there, but getting back just in time is Waupun's Kylie Plime. Left or right in their outfield, Haley Hess, Lizzie Elke, and Ashlyn Kianka. Comes the 2-1, little check swing over to first base, and that is picked up by Havorka. Touches it, but does advance the runners over to second and third base.
First baseman number 12.
So again, runners at second and third in scoring position now, and Lexi Garrettson coming up to bat. Garrettson so far on the season batting .515, 36 RBIs, 3 home runs. I'd like to add to her RBI title, her total right now for the Waupun Lady Warriors. First pitch into her is going to miss high and away for ball one. Yeah, a lot of things going on. I know Oakfield, both the boys and girls in action, and we're keeping an eye on them too. Should any of the Waupun teams drop out. And this swung on and fouled back right at us and over the top of the concession stand and press box. Count is now 1-1. Runners at second and third base now for the Lady Warriors. Just one down. Big opportunity for Waupun. Waiting on deck is Ava Vandezan. Very confident. We talked to Ava in some of the interviews we've done so far. This one's going to miss high and away. Kind of congratulated her on that throwing a couple runners out in the game, I believe against Winneconne out from right field, and kind of made it look like that's pretty an everyday thing for her. She's always looking for that opportunity to do that. Again, the next pitch misses high, makes it a 3-1 count. So at the very least, Garrettson will see something that she should be able to drive somewhere, or otherwise ball four. And we've got you covered on your baseball and softball tonight here on Radio Plus. Next pitch down the middle and swung on and fouled back into the screen, makes it a 3-2 count. Waupun baseball, again, it's Waupun number 2 seeded team taking on New London in their ball game. That is online right now at radioplusinfo.com. Got Jeff over there doing the play-by-play and the video stuff. Comes a 3-2 pitch. And that is inside, and Garrettson issued a walk. So now bases loaded for the Lady Warriors. They've got that situation. See if Waupun can do a little bit more with it than what KML did when they had this opportunity. They had the same thing, bases loaded, one down. They got one run across the plate. Bit of a too aggressive base running error that they had that kind of took them out of that opportunity. Just one down for Waupun, not on the board yet, trailing 1-0. A very good hitter up to bat with Ava Vandezan. Ava so far on the season batting .421 for Waupun. Let's have a good time talking to Coach Josh Novice. Has a good philosophy in the ball game. Next pitch is going to miss well high, makes it a 2-0 count. Josh says, we're just not out here just trying to produce runs. It depends on the situation, but sometimes I just like getting out of my team's way and just let them swing those bats out there. He's got a very good hitting team, and why not, instead of just producing one run in an inning, go for a big inning once in a while. And he's definitely got the sticks to do it. That one over the top of the head of the catcher. Waupun's going to go for the score, and they get it. Putting runners now at second and third base. It is a 3-0 count on the batter, Ava Van de Zan, but a good play by Kaylee Westfall coming in. It's not always a clear thing to score from third base in this diamond. That backstop is not that far away, but a good job, just aggressive running. Kaylee's got some speed, and she easily scores. Waupun on the board now. We're tied at 1 apiece on your new medical integrated healthcare scoreboard. Runners at second and third now for Waupun, but a 3-0 count for Ava Van de Zan. Going to try to fill those bases up at the very least. Yeah, that's a called strike right on the inside part of the plate. Makes the count 3-1. Roz Rivera waiting on deck, the designated player for the Lady Warriors. Love watching Roz bat. One of those batters, from what I've seen so far during the season, likes to jump on those pitches early in the, and just gets a piece of that one on the next swing. Stays alive at 3-2. Roz hits with power, and seen here for one of her home runs that I've seen so far on the season, of her 3 that she's hit. Fun player to watch. I like her attitude. Got a chance to interview her after a game, and just a good, smart team. Good, very smart softball-wise. They really know the game. That's popped in the air over to second base. Jada Schultz does not jump at that one and hauls it in for the out. So a big out there for KML. Just to fly out over to second base. And Roz Rivera, the dangerous bat of our designated player, up to bat for the Waupun Lady Warriors with runners at second and third base. And Ava had worked herself to a 3-0 count, then into a full count. Even had to fall another one off just to stay alive, but comes up just with that little pop-up over to second. So Roz Rivera up to bat now for the Lady Warriors, called strike. Got the 3-man crew working all the sectional games this year. They decided to go with that this year. 0-1 the count to Roz. On deck for Waupun, Aubrey Farley, the pitcher for the Lady Warriors. Comes the 0-1 pitch. That's going to miss well outside, going out to get his Klubertons. Runners at second and third. Big opportunity. Little gapper right now off a very good hitting bat of Roz Rivera. Could bring in a couple for Waupun. If not everybody, including her. 1-1 count. That one's going to slide past the catcher. Another race to the home plate and safe again. Nice job by Plime. I was a little closer on that one, trying to get up in the upper body Klubertons, but still late getting there. Waupun be very aggressive over at third base. If we're not going to get the hits to bring them in, they're going to take advantage of whatever they can. And they are a very aggressive team, a very athletic team, very fast team, and they use that to their advantage, scoring a couple runs here. And doing that without any hits. Got an error, hit by a pitch, and a walk. That's how they got those runs in. Roz still up with a 2-1 count and hits this one high in the air out towards left field. Haley Hess steps in a few steps and gets it. But not before Waupun comes up with no hits. There was an error in the inning. There was a walk. There was a player hit by a pitch. They do strand one, but 2 cross the plate. And after 1 complete, Waupun leading 2-1 in the sectional semifinal. Back in just 1 minute with a top of inning number 2 on RP Sports.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Waupun on Radio Plus. Contact your local Edward Jones financial advisor for your investment needs by visiting edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
She's made comments. Her friends have hinted. You even have pictures on your phone of what she wants. You know her type, her style, and her taste. Now all that's left is the ask. Hi, this is Kate from Geisberg's Jewelry. New diamond inventory has just arrived with a beautiful selection of engagement rings. Before you get down on one knee, come see us at Geisberg's Jewelry. 5 generations helping say, I do, in a special way. Geisberg's Jewelry, Main Street, downtown Waupun.
Medium Field, I'm Steve Witterhack. Also have Caleb Sauer joining us doing the video streaming, but glad to bring you some sectional semifinal Division II softball. Waupun coming up with 2 runs, being very aggressive on a couple of pass balls and get the scores. Waupun now leading 2-1 after 1 complete. Coming up, number 6, 7, and 8 in the batting order for the Chargers, starting with Haley Hess. Her first looks, sees a strike go by, no offer from the pitch of Aubrey Farley. On deck now is Ashlyn Kianka, and after that it'll be Kayla Kanak, number 7, I should say. Lizzie Elke also coming up next, and then Ashlyn Kianka. 0-1 the count, and chases one kind of low and away. I don't know if that's a little drop pitch away from the right-handed hitters, but over the top of it on that swing, down on the count is Hess. Hess with a .348 batting average on the games that they did actually enter their information from games. 0-2 pitch, and that one is just a hit, one bounce right in the glove of Lexi Lehman, throws it across the field, kind of up the line a little bit, but a good job by Lexi Gerritsen to haul it in for out number 1. 1 up, 1 down. Lizzie Elke coming up the bat, the center fielder, followed by Ashlyn Kianka. Right-handed batter, Elke, the center fielder. Usually those are hitters that, once they get on base, got themselves some pretty good speed if you're the center fielder. Pitch is outside for ball 1. Caleb, what position did you play when you were out in the field? First base. You're the first baseman. Okay. Comes the 1-0 pitch, and that's also going to miss quite a bit high. Puts the count now at 2-0. We can get some information. I'll see if I can get somebody to give us some information over at the other diamond. Maybe Jeff will do that. It's a 2-0 pitch, swung on, and it's fouled back into the screen. Makes the count 2-1. One down, 2-1 the count now to Lizzie Elke, center fielder for the Chargers. That's going to miss low and away. Makes the count 3-1. Waupun got the first out last inning, but then had a little bit of trouble and luckily only gave up 1 run after they loaded up the bases for KML. A couple of base hits in there. Comes a 3-1 pitch. That's going to miss inside and a 5-pitch walk. So Lizzie Elke gets walked, puts a runner at first base, and Ashlyn Kianka coming up to bat. Left-handed hitter. Kianki, one of their few left-handed hitters. That's the second one they had in the batting order for the Chargers. Showing bunt, puts that over towards third base, picked up cleanly by Lehman, throws to first, runner gets to second base, and doing her job is Ashlyn Kianka, moving that runner over to second base.
Route number 2 brings up designated player number 13.
So runner at second now with 2 down, and it's one of those situations where you kind of just try to get a runner in scoring position and see if you can get someone to get a key hit. And you're going to ask that from their number 9 batter in the batting order, Kayla Kanak, their designated player. 2 down, that runner at second base. 2-1 lead for Waupun. First pitch is going to miss low. Again, thanks for joining us here on Radio Plus. Covering 2 games at one time. We got Jeff Sauer over on the other end of Lincoln Street for the regional semifinal in Division II boys baseball. Waupun taking on New London. You want to check that out? You can do that too. Won't be offended by that. Be going back and forth. Can you do split screen on that? Just kidding. I don't know. Not a computer guy. Yeah, I suppose if anybody knows if you're technologically capable of doing that, I would not be that person. 2-0 pitch, and that's chopped over to third base, picked up by Lehman, throws to first, and Waupun shuts out the Chargers here in the top of the second inning. They do give up 1 walk, one runner gets stranded, and nobody scores. And after 1.5 innings, it is Waupun leading 2-1 on your new medical integrated healthcare scoreboard. Back in just 1 minute with the bottom half of inning number 2 on RP Sports.
Hi, this is Jackie with All Phase Heating, Cooling, and Geothermal. Let our family take care of yours. We offer American Standard and Coleman furnaces and air conditioners that come with a 15-year parts and a 10-year labor warranty. Schedule us to come out and make sure your furnace, AC, or geothermal units are running at peak efficiency. Serving Fond du Lac, Dodge, Columbia, and Green Lake counties. Call 920-763-2301. That's 920-763-2301. Log on to allphasecomforts.com.
Excellence in dentistry meets exceptional service. It's Dentistry of Wisconsin in Waupun and Beaver Dam. From routine cleanings, checkups, and maintenance to more advanced dental care and cosmetic services, choose Dentistry of Wisconsin. Doctors Metzger's, Truckenbrod, Dittman, and Warner, along with their friendly staff, are here to care for you. Visit their state-of-the-art facilities in Waupun and Beaver Dam, accepting new patients. Dentistry of Wisconsin. They'll give you a reason to smile both inside and out.
At Jerry Meadham Field, Randy Armgren reminding me that CWC hosting a game. I saw that when I was over there picking up in that parking lot at Schlevy Field, picking up my grandsons today, and it is CWC hosting Randolph, the Rockets, at Schlevy Field in their regional semifinal baseball game. Aubrey Farley up first for Waupun. Watches strike one go by. Abby Braun is pinch hitting in that spot. Okay. So Braun checks in. Do some hitting now for Waupun. So what's the rules on that? If she comes in for this spot, she's not a flex or a DP or anything. Is she coming in to pitch next inning? Is that what it's? Yeah, that's what that would be. Yeah, so batting in that spot that you would have had Farley pitch, now you've got Braun coming in, who's got a pretty good stick. She's got a great batting average on the season. Just looking at that for the Waupun Lady Warriors, batting .368. And she kind of started a little bit later, didn't start right away in the beginning of the season, nursing that knee injury that she had during the early part of the basketball season, but she's back full strength right now. 2-2 the count on Aubrey, or I should say on Braun, Addie Braun. It's popped in the air in the infield, and shortstop calling off the pitcher. Brandt was right behind the pitcher's circle, and Kinsey Luring calls him off and hauls it in for out number one. So one down for the Lady Warriors, and Olivia Lease coming up the left fielder, getting her first at-bat of the ball game. Olivia so far in the season batting .268 in that number 8 slot. One down, nobody on, still just a 2-1 lead for the Lady Warriors. Pitch into her, swung on, and fouled back into the screen. 0-1 the count on Olivia. Rowan Harder awaiting on deck with the top of the order right after that in the hole. Yeah, I'm definitely ready. Waupun take care of business here tonight and make a trip up to Seymour. But you got a little something to handle here with a pretty good and maybe a very confident KML team after the way they've been playing. They actually had 2 losses coming into the postseason. Now they've got a 2-game winning streak, of course. 0-2 the count to Olivia Lease. Next pitch is going to miss outside. 1-2 the count to Lease. Nobody on for Waupun, just clinging on to that 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Comes the 1-2 pitch. That's going to miss low. Count is now 2-2. And Rowan Harder's the player that came in from third base after that catch and short, just right on the edge of the outfield grass, and that is right at the shortstop Leering. Not hit real hard, but right at her, and she hauls it in. So a line over to shortstop, a fly, 2 up, 2 down, and that'll bring up Rowan Harder. And Rowan's the one that was at third base and scored after she tagged up on that hit over that was caught just in very the edge of the outfield grass. The shortstop and the center fielder kind of colliding a little bit from Winnicott, and that allowed the winning run to come in. That was Rowan Harder from third base. It's up right now with 2 down and nobody on. First pitch misses. 1-0 pitch now from Brandt. That's going to miss low. 2-0 the count. Top of the order, Kaylee Westfall awaiting on deck. Waupun still has not got a hit in the ball game. They got those 2 runs in that first inning with an error out there, a player hit by a pitch, a walk. The ball's getting by the catcher to allow those runners to come in from third base. And that's how we got those 2 runs. 3-0 the count now for Rowan Harder. Katie Brandt with a pitch, and they're going to call a strike in the upper part of the strike zone, and it makes it a 3-1 count. Yeah, nice little sunshine right in the eyes of the people over on the right side of the field, first, second base, and also out in right field. So shadows keep on getting a little longer this time of the day, almost 5:30. Comes the 3-1 pitch, and that is swung on and hit into the screen, makes it now a 3-2 count. Three-2 the count with a runner. No runners for Waupun again, and Rowan Harder still at the plate with top of the order waiting on deck. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and again staying alive as Harder fouls that one back and out of play. Nothing near the cars yet. Usually by now we've had a couple parking spots all full of people from Kettle Moraine Lutheran maybe. Not any of the Waupun people park over there, so you always know it's the visiting team or the people from the apartments across the street, but I think they know, get those vehicles out of the way. 3-2 the count with 2 down, nobody on for Waupun, hanging on to a 2-1 lead. Next pitch is again fouled back and out of play off the bat of Rowan Harder. Keeping the count at 3-2. 3-2 the count again for Harder. And Steve Winterhack with you here at Jerry Meadema Field. The sectional semifinal, Division II girls softball. Comes the 3-2 pitch. That one stays high, and Harder with a 2-out walk to get a base runner on now for the Lady Warriors. That'll bring the top of the order of Kaylee Westfall. She got on with an error, just a little pop-out that should have been to the second baseman, who for some reason jumped at the ball that was chin level and went off the heel of her glove and on the ground, so she ended up crossing home plate after that error by that second baseman. See if Waupun can get something going. A little 2-out magic now for the Lady Warriors. Got Harder, a good aggressive base runner over at first base. See if you can find a way to get her around and get her in yet. Never give up. Called strike on the first pitch into Westfall. No offer. Makes the count 1-0. See Kettle Moraine Lutheran, they've still got their own bus. They got the big white bus across the street. I see that every time you go and do a game over there when they come and visit us here in Waupun. Next pitch, she is high and away. Count is now 1-1 to Kaylee. A nice campus over there at Kettle Moraine Lutheran. Beautiful out there. All the fields surrounded by the woods. This one is swung on and hit out right in the bed of the truck out there. The little yellow lab sitting there. So what the heck is that? They got him watching the game over there, and the ball just kind of rolls harmlessly, but landed right in the bed of the truck and then popped out across the street. 1-2 the count now to Westfall. Here's the pitch. That one well high. Puts the count at 2-2. Yeah, that's my favorite thing about this spot, being right by the window. I can watch the whole row of cars there and see the damage and the carnage to the vehicles over there. And we've seen some windshields broken. Scampers over to second base now for the Lady Warriors. So now you got that runner in scoring position. And a 3-2 pitch for Kaylee Westfall. Kylie Plime hoping to get an at-bat here in this inning. I would love to get some insurance runs just early in the ball game, only in the bottom of the second. Pine leading 2-1. Katie Brandt in the pitcher circle for KML. Here comes the 3-2 pitch, and it's hard hit ball, but right at the third baseman, Brooklyn Bartell, right at her, goes down on one knee and hauls it in. Nice play there by the third baseman, Bartell. Waupun comes up empty. Just one walk. They strand a runner over at second base, and right now, Waupun leading 2-1 after 2 complete. And I'll be back in just 1 minute with the top of inning number 3 on RP Sports.
Andy with us here at the other bar, Main Street in Waupun. The patio is going to be open if you want to brave the heat and humidity, Andy, right?
We finally got some good weather going, so yes, the patio is open at 11 o'clock daily. We serve food from 11 and our kitchen closes at 9 o'clock at night. We got specials going almost every day of the week. Monday, of course, we have pizza special along with all-you-can-eat shrimp and fries. Tuesday is Mexican all day. Wednesdays is wings after 4. Thursday is build your own burger. Friday is fish, of course, all day long. Saturday is appetizer special, buy one, get one half off. And our daily board changes by the day. You'll have to stop in and see what Tierney's rolling out of the kitchen for that day.
Meat raffle coming up on Sunday, right? Talk about that.
2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, yes. It's meat day once again. This week's proceeds are going to the Recording Angel. The mayor of Waupun, Ron Bishop, is spearheading that one, so he'll be part of that, of course. You'll have to come down and see Heather and Bryce at 2 o'clock on Sunday, and we'll do the meat raffle and kick it off and have some good times.
Have a great week, Andy. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Nick. Go Brewers.
Andy with us here from the other bar, Main Street in Waupun.
Lincoln Street over at the Gus in Waupun. Scott Van Galen doing the PA announcing over there, and shot me a little text that keep them coming as you get the updates. But after one, Waupun leading in that ball game by a score of 1-0 against New London, a regional semifinal game in Division II. Thanks, Scotty, for giving that. I said keep them coming because we'll use them right here on our presentation on Radio Plus. So let's take a look at the batters coming up for the Chargers. They're starting at the top of the order right now with Mackenzie Leering coming up. Dangerous hitter, but she did ground out a nice slow roll over to second base over to Carly White. First at bat of the ball game. Brooklyn Bartelta waiting on deck, and Jada Schultz in the hole now for KML. Bringing a little heat, and like we said before, pitching change for Waupun with Addie Braun now in the pitcher's circle for the Lady Warriors. They did get a chance to look at her back on the second. This one is a bunt attempt, but that one just bunted foul straight down. And that was the game that Waupun won 10-1. That matchup and that doubleheader over at KML. Addie pitched the second game. She had to go all 7 innings because they did not quite get the 10-run rule. They won 10-1 in the game. Next pitch, a little heat off the plate. Misses for another ball. Addie's been rock solid. Just brings a little extra pop in her pitches. Comes the 2-1 pitch, and that one hit over towards and just in foul territory in the glove of Lexi Lehman. Not a lot on it off the end of the bat, but Lehman had to get over there in a hurry and kind of reached above her head and brings it in on the run, just in foul territory. So one out over at third base. Nice play by Lehman. Waupun retiring the first batter each inning so far. That brings up Brooklyn Bartelt. She got on with a single back in the first inning, the first of 2 hits in a row that they had. This one is chopped right in the glove on one hop back over to Braun. A high throw over to first, but you got a tall first baseman for that reason. Bringing it in is Garrettson without having to take her foot off the base. And Carly White kind of mimicking her kind of pirouette that she did when she got the ball, so they get a little chuckle out of that. Keeping things light out there. So 2 up, 2 down, and that'll bring up Jada Schultz. She had a single. And then she's going to end up getting, this one is hit out to right center field. She's got herself a 2-for-2 game. It's going to make it all the way out to the fence. She rounds first, getting over to second base. A 2-out double for the Chargers. Nice hit there by Jada Schultz, finding the gap and getting it all the way out to the fence out in right center field. So she's got a single and a double in the ball game for the Chargers. That'll bring up Emily Havorka, the first baseman. She was hit by a pitch back in the first inning. But again, getting runners every inning so far are the Chargers. Waupun with that 2-1 lead here in the top of the third inning. Addie's pitch. That is a called strike on a little heat on that first pitch. No offer on that pitch from Havorka. Looking at Addie Braun, she's batting .368 in the season, but she's got an 11-1 record in the pitcher's circle with a .84 ERA. Next pitch goes over the glove of Kaylee Westphal, the top of her glove, and back to the fence. Count is now 1-1. 85 strikeouts on the season, too, for Addie Braun. 1-1 the count. That runner standing over at third base. One low and away, and a good job by Westphal to kind of snag it backhanded and makes the count now 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Addie Braun. And catches the inside part of the plate. Nice job. Kind of backing her off the plate, catching the inside part of the plate. Kind of saw that she was crowding it and backed her off and got the strike besides. Comes the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice job coming inside on that one. Some heat and a swing and a miss by Havorka. That is the first strikeout for a Waupun pitcher. One double given up, one runner stranded at third base. Nobody scores it after 2.5 innings. It is Waupun leading this ball game 2-1. Back with the bottom half of inning number 3 in just 1 minute on RP Sports.
A reminder for everyone that Bent's Automotive is open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. and on Saturdays by appointment only. Keeping your vehicle in tip-top running condition is essential. Call 324-9962 for Bent's Automotive. Get the quality repair and maintenance services you need from the automotive technicians you can trust. Bent's Automotive at the corner of Carrington and Main Streets in beautiful downtown Waupun. Call 920-324-9962 to schedule your service or repair needs today. This game is powered by C. Broxma Electric of Waupun. C. Broxma Electric has serviced the electrical needs for Waupun and the surrounding area for over 18 years. From small residential jobs to agricultural, industrial, and commercial jobs, they do it all. For quality work and prompt, courteous service, contact your State of Wisconsin licensed electrical contractor in our area. C. Broxma Electric at 920-319-1614 or check them out online at cbelectric.net.
And we are back at Jerry Meadham Field, bottom of the third inning. One update again after 2 complete over at the Gus in Waupun. It is Waupun leading 1-0 over New London. We're going to the bottom of the third inning, and coming up for the Lady Warriors will be Kylie Plime, Lexi Lehman, and Lexi Garrettson. Back to face Katie Brandt, and this is popped in the infield up the first base line. First baseman comes up, Havorka, and hauls it in about a little over halfway up the line. Waupun kind of going down quietly. Got to get the bats going here in this ball game. Only up 2-1, and that will bring up Lexi Lehman. And a lot of that, you see Waupun still looking for the first base hit of the ball game. So Waupun good at taking advantage of situations given to them, and they did that in the first inning by getting those 2 runs across the plate. Lexi grounded out over to first base her last at-bat. The first pitch roll across home plate for ball 1. And thanks for joining us. You want to throw anything on there to support your team, you can put it on the chat line. I think that'll show up here on the computer. Next pitch is fouled out of play over on the Lincoln Street, kind of behind us. 1-1 the count to Lehman. The lone senior on the team. And a very good interview. I've had a couple chances I've had to talk to her this season so far, and a very good interview. Almost sounds like a coach when she talks. Sounds like the senior on the team. This is popped in the air again in the infield. And again, another one over to first base. Waupun going down quietly here in the bottom of the third inning. A fly out over to the first baseman will now bring up Lexi Garrettson with 2 down and nobody on. And Waupun just might want to take care of business coming up here pretty soon. Just a 2-1 lead with 2 down and nobody on here in the bottom of the third inning. Just can't get a base hit so far in the ball game. Good job by Katie Brandt confusing the Waupun hitter so far in the game. This pitch is going to miss a little low, a little outside. Count is now 1-0. We do keep an eye on the Oakfield team. I don't know anybody over there to get some updates from, but this is hit right up the middle, and kind of coming up a couple steps and then having to reach up over her head to haul it in. Lizzie Elke gets it. 3 up, 3 down for Waupun, and they come up empty. And now after 3 complete, they lead only by a score of 2-1. Bottom of it's on RP Sports.
If you're looking for someone to take care of your tree needs, call Eli at Torres Tree Service of Waupun. He's been in the business for 10 years and started up Torres Tree Service 3 years ago. Eli and his team can remove trees big or small, even those hard to get to trees. They do tree trimming and stump grinding, and the job's not done until they put topsoil and seed where the tree was removed, clean up the debris, and haul it away. Join the many satisfied customers by calling Torres Tree Service in Waupun at 920-344-5887.
Shop these and more great deals all this week at Waupun's Piggly Wiggly. Get classic California iceberg lettuce, 99 cents each. Ripe mangoes or large avocados, 5 for $4. Get large eggs, a dozen of them, 99 cents with your card. Bacon, $3.99 with your card. Piggly Wiggly butter, $2.99 with your card. These and more great deals at the Piggly Wiggly Waupun all this week.
Back with you along with Caleb Sauer doing the video streaming. This is the top of the 4th inning in the sectional semifinal girls softball. Number 5 in the batting order up to bat, Gabby Kluberton is up to bat. And Waupun leading 2-1 on your new medical integrated healthcare scoreboard. Hello to Jenny Petrikas out there. She's watching right now, says, go get 'em Warriors. I believe she had a graduation party. One of her daughters ended up graduating this year, so congratulations to her. And thanks to Jenny for joining us here today. Next pitch, a big swing and a miss. Last at bat for Klubertons, flew out to right field. Pitch is down in the dirt and rolls just in the inside. Makes the count now 2-2 to Klubertons. Yeah, just start here. The first batter of the top of the 4th inning. Game moving right along in Waupun. And Klubertons offers on the next one, but fouls it back. Keeps the count at 2-2. Yeah, you knew it wouldn't be as easy as what you had the other time you played them. They've been playing some good ball towards the end and knocked off the number 1 team, the champions of the East Central Conference, 9-7 with Kewaskum. And that is a strike on the inside part of the plate, and Klubertons goes down looking. Second strikeout for Addie Braun. And that will bring up Haley Hess up to the plate, the left fielder. Haley last bat in the 2nd inning, and she grounded out over to third base. Right-handed hitter for the Chargers. Pitch in and fouls it back into the screen for strike 1. Not a ton of people that showed up from KML and made that trip to do a boys' baseball game. And that's, besides maybe going to Wapaka, might be the longest walk you have to take from the parking lot to get to the field with all your equipment. And they don't have much out there. You have to have a lot of extension cord to get to where you got to get if you want to sit behind the backstop. And it's 2 trips for sure. So I had to walk all that stuff out there. And luckily got the guy with the gator. I found him at the end of the game, and he brought me back to my car over at KML. But Wapaka, that's just about maybe a longer walk at Wapaka. Kind of zigzag between a couple of all the athletic fields out there, and you're way out there. Waupun, you just kind of park right in the unloading zone. Don't park out on the street. Could get your picture taken and get put on the internet. So this one is chopped back to the pitcher. Braun picks it up. They throw to first base, and close play, maybe closer than what it needed to be, but Addie thought, just got to throw it as hard as I need to get the runner going up the first base line, and gets the out over at first base. So 2 up and 2 down. Strikeout, a ground out. Now Lizzie Elke, the center fielder, coming up. Lizzie, she got on with a walk, got stranded over at second base. But as quiet of inning as we've seen so far for Waupun. Here defensively, fastball is going to miss high for ball 1. Lindsay Farley says, let's go Lady Warriors. That's our sentiment, and we do really don't mind if we have some viewers from Kettle Moraine Lutheran over by Jackson. Very scenic high school out there by the woods. Did some football games out there, just beautiful. That was right when the leaves are changing, and you look across the field, you saw the beautiful trees out there. It's a nice place, and the same thing with their baseball diamond. But you get a little dizzy if you go right into town. You're going to go on about 5 or 6 roundabouts to get there. So you keep on going round and round and round all the way out to almost to the high schools before you get to the road that the high school's on. And getting a walk is Lizzie Elke. So she's issued a walk and a runner over at first base, and that'll bring up Ashlyn Kianka, the right fielder.
Right fielder, number 6, Ashlyn Kianka.
Asked her to bunt back in the 2nd inning and did that. Advancing the runners, a kind of a sack bunt for the This is her second at bat. Hits it over towards third base. Right at Lexi Lehman. Makes it pretty easy. Just right above her head and hauls it in for the out. So one runner does get on with a walk. Otherwise, one runner stranded. Nobody scores. And after 3.5 innings, it is Waupun still in the lead, 2-1. See if they can get their bats going in the bottom of the fourth inning on RP Sports.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeandAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeandAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the Homan family your first stop at HomeandAuto.com. We make you feel at home at Homan.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Wisconsin.
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Steve Winterhack with you. Caleb Sauer on the video streaming, and hope you're enjoying our presentation here. We've got you double covered with boys baseball. You can also watch that if you'd like. Yeah, first up to bat again, another little pop-up in the infield. Waupun having trouble getting the ball out of the infield. Ava Vandezand ends up popping up back to the catcher. So one up, one down on just one pit, and that'll bring up Roz Rivera, the designated player. She flew out to left field her last at-bat. Good contingent all the way down the third base line, the bleachers all the way out to the fence and along the back stop out there, and the fence out in left field and left center field. Bear, of course, likes to jump on that first pitch and fouls it back into the screen for strike one. It's getting a little nerve-wracking here for Waupun fans. Again, a team that Waupun handled very easily in their first 2 meetings. Now sitting at 2-1 yet, bottom of the fourth and one down, nobody on. A lot of pop-ups in the infield for Waupun so far in the ballgame. Again, if you want to check in on the chat line, don't be afraid to do that. Won't embarrass you. And good job painting the inside part of the play to Katie Brandt. No offer from Roz. No place to swing the bat on that one. She must have been a little tight into the plate. 1-2 the count to Rivera. Addie Braun awaiting on deck. That one's going to be well above the, kind of trying to change up or something on that one and hasn't had a lot of luck with that pitch. Better off just kind of with her spot pitching. 2-2 the count now for Katie Brandt on Roz Rivera. Next one, that's going to hit off the foot of Roz, and she's sure, I'll take that, hit by a pitch. I'll take a base any way I need to get on base for my team. And that'll bring up Addie Braun. She flew out to the shortstop her last at-bat. Yeah, maybe might be bringing your flex player possibly in the ballgame to maybe do some running. I'm not sure what they're going to do in the situation. I see Amelia Jones on the waiting on deck here for Waupun.
Pitch runner for Rivera, number 28,
Carly White, the flex player coming in to do the running for Roz, who's the designated player. So good speed over at first base, and again, we're bringing up Addie Braun now for the Waupun Lady Warriors, and on deck, Amelia Jones. Amelia, one of the freshmen on the team. We'll play an umpire getting all his paperwork done and sliding it back in his shirt pocket. Yeah, ready to play ball again with one down, runner at first base, and Waupun trying to extend that lead. They've been up 2-1 since the bottom of the first inning. Here we are in the bottom of the fourth, still sitting at 2-1. But one down, runner at first base. Here's the first pitch in, and that's going to miss inside for ball one. One the count for Addie Braun. That runner at first. See if they can get string some hits together here in the ball game. This one is popped up again in the infield, and the pitcher, Katie Brandt, comes in, calls everybody off, hauls it in for the out. So again, just kind of popping up the Waupun players one after another. 2 down, that runner at first base, and we got a pinch hitter in with Amelia Jones coming up for the Lady Warriors. One of the many freshmen on the team for Waupun. Very bright future for Waupun softball. You know, you're just losing one senior, a quality senior, of course, for the Lady Warriors, with Lexi Lehman being the lone senior, but a lot of great players coming back, and some players are going to be back for 3 more seasons after that. So I think the future for Waupun softball looking pretty good with you got your number 1 and 2 players, or pitchers, I should say, that are just freshmen. So you are just loaded at pitching. You've got some solid players defensively, some great hitters. And here we go with Jones up to bat with her first bat of the ball game. First pitch into her is going to miss inside for ball 1. 2 down, that runner at first base, but a great pitching performance by Katie Brandt so far. As Waupun has not got a hit yet in the ball game. And that one swung on and fouled straight down towards the plate. Puts the count now at 1-1. My first chance to see, I think, Amelia in the games that I've covered at the plate. 1-1 the count now for Jones. Here's the pitch from Brandt and goes high on the next pitch and swing and a miss. Well, fake throw to first, diving back is Carly White. 1-2 the count to Jones. 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Things could get a little scary. And that is a called strike, and going down looking is Jones on the last pitch. So that's a 2-1 lead as we go to the top of the 5th.
Owners Bob and Tana invite you to join them for and great atmosphere. They also bring in top-notch entertainment and host many special events. The Hour Bar is also the perfect place to cheer on the Packers, Bucks, Brewers, and Badgers. There's TVs everywhere you look. After today's game, head to the Hour Bar, 433 East Main Street, Waupun, a proud supporter of high school sports.
When's the last time you reviewed your Medicare or your health insurance benefits? Do you have a plan? A lot of people choose plans that don't fit their healthcare needs or budget. Don't make that mistake. We here at SIA Insurance work with many different companies and carriers to get you the best coverage at the best value. For more information, contact SIA Insurance at 999 West Main Street in Waupun. Call SIA Insurance at 324-2071 for free help.
It is the top of the 5th inning. I'm Steve Witterhack, and Waupun still only with that 2-1 lead and still have not got a hit in the ball game. They had base runners. Of course, we got a couple of runners across home plate back in the 1st inning, but they've just not done anything. Keep popping up in the infield and having trouble with Brandt so far in the ball game. And we're going to go to number 9 in the batting order, starting things out with Kayla. Can be good since they played us the last time that they're right here in the ball game, and they got to like their chances so far here in the game with the way that Brandt's pitching. That one over the inside part of the plate, a called strike. No offer on that pitch from Canuck. Makes the count now 1-1. Another one of our viewers out there. It's 1-1 after 3 in that ball game in the other side of town with New London playing at Waupun. Swing and a miss on the next pitch in. Another one of our viewers out there throwing some black and gold hearts, supporting their Lady Warriors. 1-2 the count now to Canuck. Next pitch is going to miss inside, makes the count 2-2. Mackenzie Luring, dangerous hitter. Don't want anybody on base when she comes up to bat. She had a really good game against the Oakfield Oaks when she played them. The run one really a threat that they had, but every time she got up, she got a base hit. But not so far in this game. She's grounded out so far and also lined out. Working her way into a full count is Kayla Canuck. Count is now 3-2. First batter of the top of the 5th inning for the Chargers. Ooh, and bringing some heat, but catching a little bit of it and fouling it back. staying alive on that last swing for Kayla Canuck. Waupun has been taking care of business on those first hitters. No leadoff hitter has got on so far in the ball game, and now a 3-2 pitch for Braun. That is hit over towards second base, backhanded, and a good job by White to get it, but a bad throw to first base over the top of Lexi Garrettson. And that is error on the throw and runner safe at first base. So an error on the throw by second baseman Carly White puts a runner at first base. So that's the first time they've had their leadoff hitter get on base. And Mackenzie Leering coming up to bat. Like I said, she has grounded out so far to second base. She has lined out over to third base so far in the game, so not afraid to go opposite field. And trying to go opposite field, but that's a Charger fan. That attempt right there, if she could have got that one to drop in, that would have had a runner at least at third base. Kind of know what she's thinking about right now, but I've seen her pull 1-2 for an out so far in the ball game. 0-1 the count to Leering. Next one is also a hit over and out of play over on the left field side. A few people diving out of their chairs of the whole crowd of people over there. They're going to send the ball back in. Now, 3 officials they have in the sectionals. That's the new standard this year, and it's hard to find officials. Randy Armgus says every day he's probably had 10 during the season, 10 to 15 requests that he come and umpire their games. They're just looking for him all over the place. 0-2 the count now on Leering. Next one is down to the dirt. Nice block by Kaylee Westfall. Keep the ball in front of her, which she does very well. Time I've seen her play so far. 1-2 the count. But nobody out. That runner at first had a 2-1 lead for Waupun, top of the 5th inning. Ooh, goes to some high heat and gets a very dangerous batter Leering to chase one high, and she goes down swinging. Third strikeout of the ball game for Addie Braun. And a big out there for Waupun, getting past her. Now Brooklyn Bartelt coming up. She had a single back in the first, also grounded out back to the pitcher back in the 3rd inning. Almost through the month of May. Where did May go? These last days have been nice and warm. What a great Memorial Day weekend we had. That's hit up the middle, and that's going to land in out to second base, and they got runners now at first and second base. Not much on that one, but enough to get out past the infield and right in front of the center fielder, Rowan Harder.
Second baseman number 8, Jada Schultz.
So a single and an error put runners now at first and second base with one down, and that will bring up the person you don't want to see in the game, Jada Schultz. She's 2 for 2. Single and a double so far in the game. Here's the pitch from Braun. Kind of going high and tight, but missing high on that pitch. Puts the count at 1-0. A big moment of the ball game right now for the Lady Warriors defensively. Emily Havorka waiting on deck. 1-2 pitch. Goes with some high heat. A swing and a miss. Count is 1-1. Yeah, some great games going on in Waupun after 3. Waupun taking on New London after 3 innings. It's 1-1 in that ball game. So everybody's struggling right now to put some runs on the board between both the girls and the boys here at Waupun High School on Lincoln Street. Only 3 runs between them so far in their games. 2-1 the count to Jada Schultz. Lays off the next one, and they say that she went, according to the base ump over on the first base side, and called strike. Makes the count now 2-2. Maybe they had somebody from KML running the board. They put 3-1 up on the board, but now it's 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Took a little off that one. Rolls over to third base and picked up. Good job by Lehman. Here, all her momentum was going over towards first base, and they do get the out for the first time they retire Jada Schultz, but she does advance runners over to second and third base. And I will not get on anybody that runs the scoreboard. I did that during my grandson's one of the games that they played this last weekend, and that is a brutal job. You hesitate for a second, you got about 10 people telling you, there's 2 strikes up there. So I will not ever get on anybody that runs a scoreboard after my experience. I think I did a pretty good job, but they only give you like a second to respond, and if it's not up there, they'll remind you. And sometimes I think they give me false information. They try to get me to put another run on the board. I found out that was not true. This is popped in the infield and right in the glove of Lexi Lehman. And Waupun again dodging another bullet. Stranding runners at second and third base. There was an error. Also, there was a base hit in that inning, a strikeout. And Waupun still clinging on to that 2-1 lead after 4.5 innings. I'll be back in just 60 seconds with the bottom half of inning number 5 on RP Sports.
Motor repair and replacement, pumps, pulleys, and belts, barn fans, distribution of Milwaukee tools, and more. With convenient locations in Oshkosh, Waupun, and Fond du Lac, WW Electric Motors are your trusted local business for electrical and mechanical apparatus services. Just like our area teams go, WW Electric Motors can make it go too. Over 65 years in the area.
At W&W Electric Motors.
Every piece of land has a story. The Upshaw's right there's with a John Deere 1 Series tractor they call Penny.
When your project comes up, you have to just jump in and get involved with it.
From front loader to backhoe, the Upshaws have the tools to DIY all day long. Get a 1 Series tractor starting at $129 per month at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2315.
Contact Ballweg Implement in either of their 2 locations, Waupun or Beaver Dam. Go online anytime at ballweg.biz.
To bring you the bottom of inning number 5. Number 9, 1 and 2 in the batting order coming up for the Lady Warriors. Rowan Harder will start things out. Shows bunt, brings the bat back, and pitch misses low for ball 1. Harder got on with a walk back in the second inning, got all the way to second base, and that's as far as she got. Waupun did all their damage, both teams did all their damage back in the first inning. With KML getting 1 run, Waupun getting a couple runs on no hits. Matter of fact, they have not got a hit in the ball game so far. Called strike on the next pitch into Harder, no offer. Puts the count now at 1-1. See if Roland can get him going. Shows bunt and just whiffs on that. That's a strike, makes the count 1-2. So good luck to the boys, who we also have on Radio Plus with Jeff Sauer over there. Not sure how he does it with both video streaming, 4 cameras, and does the play-by-play. He did that during a hockey, too, with multiple shots, so that's not an easy thing to do. I wouldn't attempt it. But does a great job doing that. So we do have that on Radio Plus, and, of course, if you're watching this, you know we got it right here in the girls' softball game. Comes the 2-2 pitch, and that is hit softly over to second base. Schultz picks it up, turns, throws to first, and just in time to get Rowan. Made it interesting over there, but a good job by the second baseman, Jada Schultz, to get it to Havorka, the first baseman, to get the out. So Waupun having trouble getting anything going against Katie Brandt, pitching a brilliant game against the Lady Warriors. So 1 down, nobody on, and top of the order up for the Lady Warriors. You want to get something going, this is the time to do it right now with Kaylee Westfall coming to the plate, batting over 500 on the season. First pitch into her is going to miss high for ball 1. Yvette Navas, how you doing? Yvette, I was wondering if you were out there. Let's go Warriors. Insurance run time, she says. Any advice that I can pass along to your dad down there? Help him out? Well, how about just the hitter's hit? That's some good advice. And Westfall just spanks one out to center field. Single off the bat of Kaylee Westfall. Waupun getting their first hit of the ball game with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. See if we can keep the bats going now with Kylie Plime coming up to the plate, the shortstop. So far, she's been hit by a pitch. She's grounded out in the game, and a runner at first for Waupun with 1 down. Yeah, Yvette, I think she's out down in Nashville. Runner goes, and they bunt it right back to the pitcher, Brandt. Little hesitation on her throw to first, but still in time to get the runner at first. So 2 down, but that does get the runner to second, so runner in scoring position for Waupun. That sack bunt.
Brings third baseman number 14.
And Waupun bringing up Lexi Lehman. And like Yvette Navas said, it's insurance run time. Let's get one right now here in the bottom of the 5th with 2 down. Pardon me to any of you KML fans that might be watching this game right now, and I'm glad to have you, too. We are a Waupun station with Waupun advertisers. It's not national news. Even if you listen to the Brewers, Bob Euchre's not cheering for the other team. But I have no bad thoughts. If anybody has a good play for KML, I'll let you know that's a good play and a great pitching so far by Katie Brandt. That one is hit light off the glove of the second baseman, and Waupun's going to try to get that insurance run. It's going to get it right now, all the way from second base. Again, another error over at second base off the glove of Jada Schultz. Kind of going off to her left towards first base. It was coming kind of slicing at her and then heads out off her glove out to right field, and that allows the run to score all the way from second base. Westfall scores, and Waupun now with a 3-1 lead. Nice call on that one, Yvette. The insurance run that Waupun was looking for, but not stop there. Next one chopped over towards second base, and Luring picks it up. A high throw over the top of the first baseman's head. Gets over to the fence, and Waupun holds up the runner at third, so runners at second and third. But right now, a very unexpected error from a very solid shortstop with the Mackenzie Luring over there, but she overshoots the first baseman. It gets to the backstop, and runners now at second and third base. So Waupun taking advantage of a couple errors by the Chargers of Kettle Moraine Lutheran, and now have runners at second and third, still 2 down, but you've got Lexi Garrettson up to the plate now for the Lady Warriors. Should say Ava Van de Zandt up, and she hits over to second, and this time they do get the play over at first base. So Waupun does come up with their first base hit. They do get that insurance run that we talked about, and now after 5 completed as Waupun leading 3-1. 60 seconds away from the top of the 6th inning. We'll have it for you coming up shortly here on RP Sports.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeandAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeandAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the Homan family your first stop at HomeandAuto.com. We make you feel at home at Homan.
Are you missing out on life? Does chronic joint pain prevent you from doing the things you love? I get it. All you think about is pain. This is Dr. Randy Blahoviak with New Medical Center. We have the solution to your problem. If you suffer from debilitating and chronic joint pain, learn how innovative medicine with human cellular tissue products can get you back to living your best life. Call New Medical Center for an alternative approach with innovative medicine at 920-249-8757.
To Jury Meet 'em Field, I'm Steve Witterhack. We've got Caleb Sauer. This is Maiden Voyage doing the video streaming, so doing an excellent job. Nothing but kudos from our station manager with Nick Rush out there, and Randy Armgo was tuning in before and said that everything is looking perfect, so here we go. Still an exciting close game here in the sectional semifinal. Winner of this ball game will be playing coming up on Thursday at Seymour at Rock Ledge Park for a sectional championship and a trip to go to the state tournament. Waupun finally coming up with their first hit of the ball game with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning, and that base hit scores for Waupun to give them run number 3. They lead 3-1. You got Gabby Klubertons up the bat, not right-handed hitter, and the catcher for the Chargers. So far she has struck out. She's flown out to right field in the ball game. Haley Hess waiting on deck. Tries to go out to right field again, but a little late on the swing. That is fouled out of play over on the right field side. Count is now 1-1 to Gabby. Kettle Moraine Lutheran playing with some confidence. Not the same team Waupun faced back on the 2nd of May when they beat them by scores of 13-3 and 10-1. 1-1 pitch. Rise ball's going to miss high for ball 2. 2-1 the count. Yeah, the only ranked team left in the sectional is Freedom, who's playing right now and hosting their game. That one also misses. Addie thought she had her on that one, but that misses a little high and outside. Shelly Stelsel says, keep it going, Warrior softball. Thanks for joining us, Shelly. 3-1 pitch. That's popped out towards right field. Ava Van de Zandt battling the sun. Comes in and gets the out about 15 feet off the infield dirt. So a good start there for the Lady Warriors. Again, every at-bat, every pitch. A little tenser when you get into the sectionals. Should Waupun Lady Warriors win that, I will be this ball game. I will be heading up to Seymour for that game. So at bat, Haley Hess grounded out a couple times so far in the game. Caleb, can you go up to that game in Seymour on Thursday? Or no commitment yet from Caleb on that, but we will have video up there one way or another. This is grounded out and knocked down by Lexi Garrettson. Grabs the ball again and touches first for the unassisted out over at first base. Nice job by Garrettson. Hard hit ball, just knocks it down with a backhand and grabs the ball and touches first. So 2 up and 2 down. A very quiet inning so far for KML. That brings up Lizzie Elke. And a little chopper that's going to get picked up by the catcher Westfall, and no time to get over to first base. Perfectly placed ball, just pounded in the ground in front of the plate, took a couple of bounces, and all that Kaylee could do was just watch Lizzie Elke touch first base for an infield hit. 5th hit of the ball game now for the Chargers of Kettle Moraine Lutheran. Left-handed hitting Ashlyn Kianka coming up. Hits it over to the shortstop, and bobbling it over there is Kylie Plime, and that allows the runner safe at first. They're safe at first and second base, and almost thought she was going to catch it, then dropped and tried to get the handle after that. A couple stabs, and by that time, no time to get the ball in time to first base. And now KML kind of setting themselves up maybe a little bit better for future innings if they don't do anything this inning with 2 down, runners at first and second base. Nice attempt there by Plime at shortstop, but just couldn't come up with it. And this is a squirt away from the catcher Westfall, and everything kind of these little things like that. Just that infield hit just in the perfect place right in front of home plate. And that bobbled ball by Plime on a tough chance over at shortstop. That one squirting away from the catcher and gets behind her. Runners now at second and third base. Next one kind of a check swing and just off the bat of the batter up there, Kayla Kanaki, and gets foul ball strike, makes the count 1-1. Emily Jervellin says, let's go Warriors. Need the power of the viewership to help Waupun get through this here in the top of the 6th inning. Next pitch, a called strike. Little delay by the home plate umpire. Didn't think he was going to call it at first. Then all of a sudden, boom, gives the call. 1-2 the count. Number 9 in the batting order, Kayla Kanak with the top of the order, Mackenzie Leering. You don't want to face her with runners on base. This pitch is going to miss outside, puts the count. Now add 2-2. 2-2 the count with the runners at second and third base. Kayla Kanak up at the plate. Want to take care of business with this hitter right now. The 2-2 pitch stays alive, fouls one back. 2-2 the count. So another tense moment here for the Waupun Lady Warriors. You want to shut the door here on them with runners at second and third. Number 9 in the batting order with a good at bat right now and hits that one out towards right field, and Ava Vandezan can't get to it. And that's going to score 2 runs on a 2-run single off the foot of Ava Vandezan out in right field. Again, just crazily placed balls out there by KML. And they get all the breaks in that inning. And we are tied up at 3 apiece. A 2-run single off the bat of number 9 in the batting order, Kayla Kanak. Again, like things just not falling Waupun's way. That little hit right in front of home plate, and Westfall not having a chance to get that out over at first base, and then the play over at shortstop, kind of a hot one and low to handle for Kylie Plime. And runners at first and second base, and they advance on a ball that's squirted by Westfall. And they score on that 2-out and 2-run single off the bat of number 9 in the batting order, Kayla Kanak. Now you got top of the order up to bat. She's still got some more stuff to deal with Mackenzie Leering probably hungry for her first hit of the ball game. She's struck out. She's lined out. She's grounded out so far in the game. So a tough out with top of the order up. First pitch into her. Paints the outside part of the plate. No offer from Leering. You thought maybe she might want to swing on that one, take it opposite field. That's where she likes to go. Strike one makes the count now 0-1. That runner standing at first base and 2 down. Next one, that goes right back. It goes off from Braun's glove, and a runner safe at first and second. Nothing falling Waupun's way right now, and that was, again, a tough chance for Braun, the pitcher, but it goes off her glove and shoots off towards shortstop, and runner safe at first and second base. Danger time here for Waupun with that runner in scoring position at second base, and Josh Navis is going to make that walk out toward the pitcher's circle. Let's take a 30-second timeout. Back after this on RP Sports.
Did you know that Ergo Bank of Marquezan and Fox Lake offers Kasasa Rewards checking accounts? All Kasasa Rewards accounts include refunds on ATM withdrawal fees when you meet the monthly qualification criteria. There's no monthly maintenance fee and no minimum balance requirement. Best of all, you get rewarded for things you probably do anyway, such as using your debit card and setting up a direct deposit. Discover the benefits of opening a Kasasa Rewards checking account at Ergo Bank of Marquezan and Fox Lake.
But getting a little nervous right now with runners at first and second with 2 down, 2 runners in. We are tied at 3 apiece here in the top of the 6th inning, and Waupun having trouble with the pitcher Brandt for KML so far in the game. Only have 1 hit against her. Called strike. High part of the strike zone with Brooklyn Bartelt up the bat. She is 2 for 3 in the game with a single back in the 5th and in the 1st. Next pitch is going to miss high. Puts the count at 1-1. Ken, thanks for joining us. I don't know if you're going back and forth with the boys' game and the girls' game, and we've got you covered on both ends of Lincoln Street so far here today. 3-1 the lead now for Waupun on the other side of town in the regional semifinal. Evan Sauer had himself a 2 RBI single for Waupun, and they take a 3-1 lead after 4 innings over at the Gus in Waupun. Good news there for the boys' team. Next pitch is going to miss a little high and away. Count is now 2-1. 3-1 actually count. Nice help there from the home plate umpire. 3-1 the count. Those runners at first and second base, and they got a jamser, a slow little roller that's picked up at third base and out at first on the throw by Lexi Lehman, but not before the damage is done. They got a couple of hits in the inning, a few errors by the Lady Warriors, and they got 2 runs across the plate, and now after 5.5, it is Waupun and KML tied at 3 apiece. Back with what should be an exciting bottom of the 6th inning. Hopefully Waupun's answer in just 60 seconds on RP Sports.
A reputation for being the best, the toughest zero-turn mower ever made doesn't come easy. It's earned by a precision cut, a perfectly manicured lawn, a job well done. It's earned by outworking, outperforming, and outdoing with horsepower, handling, and versatility. It's heavy-duty build quality and cutting power that means business. Introducing Bobcat Zero-Turn Mowers. Bring tough to turf. See Waupun Equipment Company in Waupun and Watertown today, your official Bobcat dealer.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeandAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeandAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the Holman family your first stop at HomeandAuto.com. We make you feel at home at Holman.
Okay, here we go. Bottom of the 6th inning. I'm Steve Witterhack with you, bringing the play-by-play here from Jerry Meadham Field. Caleb Sauer doing the video streaming. Glad that we could bring this game to you. And you're definitely getting your money's worth. Free. Doesn't cost you anything to watch our games. Costs us a little bit. WIAA wants their money when we get in the postseason, so not free to do the games, but we are glad that we can do those for you. And Roz Rivera, number 6 in the batting order, will start things out for Waupun. A good person to have up. First pitch into her is going to miss low for ball 1. Got Addie Braun waiting on deck. And Olivia Lease scheduled to be in the hole now for Waupun. 3-3 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That's going to get swung on and fouled back right on top of the press box for a strike. Count is now 1-1. I hope you had a good Memorial Day weekend. I went to a couple of graduation parties. Had fun at those. I'm also the pool boy at my mom's pool, so I had that ready. And called strike on the next pitch in. Had 11 kids in the pool that were 10 years old and younger. So that was a handful. 4 of those my grandkids, and then my sister had 7 of her grandkids there. mostly granddaughters, except for little Lane, the lone grandson for her. And had a great time over there yesterday. Nice little gathering. This one's going to roll across the plate. Count is now 2-2. 2-2 with nobody on base. No outs. Leadoff batter here in the bottom of the sixth inning for Waupun. Hopefully Emily, Shelley, Yvette, and Lindsay, Jenny out there puts their rally hats on and not really rally about this, see if they can give them some kind of luck, do something out there to try to get the Waupun over the hump here. Just can't get the bats going. Only one base hit in the ball game, and they got two of those in the first inning with no hits. It's amazing how they got those runs across the plate. We've got a 3-2 count on Roz Rivera, hit by a pitch back in the fourth, flew out to left field back in the first inning. Comes a 3-2 pitch, and that is a called strike into Rivera. So a strikeout on the first batter of the inning for Waupun. One down, nobody on, and Addie Braun, who bats .368 on the season so far, coming up to the plate. Coach Navis over there at third base, just hoping that somehow they can get some magic in the bats here in a great game against a team that Waupun handled very easily earlier in the season, almost a month ago. Missing high is Katie Brandt, having a great game pitching. Hats off to her and how she's been pitching here against a very good Waupun Lady Warrior team. But kudos out to her. 1-0 pitch. That's going to miss high. Makes it a 2-0 count to Addie. And Olivia Lease is awaiting on deck. See if we can get some magic out of the bottom of the order here with one down. 2-0 the count, and Katie Brandt in the pitching circle for the Chargers. Next pitch is also going to miss high. Makes it a 3-0 count. Just find a way to get one on. Get her over and get her across home plate. Get that lead back. 3-3 ball game here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Katie Brandt at the plate with a 3-0 count, and that's going to miss low and inside. A one-out walk. So runner at first base. And Olivia Lease coming up. She's lined out so far in the game. She's also went down swinging, and they're going to take Addie out. And in for her will be Caroline Kluge. Caroline Kluge coming in. I don't know if there's a reason for the 92. Is that some meaning to that? Or? So in other words, you don't know. Jeff takes a guess, though, and his guess is that she may have had that when she was in a youth softball. But 92, her number, so unusual number, but hope to see that number cross home plate. So Olivia Lease up to bat, and he hesitates, and then a swing and a miss underneath that one. A little rise ball from Brandt. 0-1 the count. Last score again from the other side of town. Waupun leading 2-1 in their ball game. Or 3-1, I should say, after 4 innings. But that's been a while, so we should be getting an update soon again. This is going to miss high and away. 1-1 the count on Olivia. We have the Rowan Harder awaiting on deck. Sophomore season that she's had. What a great game she had in that sectional championship game against Prairie du Chien, scoring about 18 points and double figures rebounds. Monster game, and then she gets the winning run in that regional championship now for Olivia. And this one's going to miss high and away. Makes the count now 3-1. 3-1 the count now for Olivia Lease. Find a way to get her on, and now their coach is going to come out. Maybe we'll take a 30-second break. We all need a break in this right now. Back in 30 seconds with more Lady Warrior softball on RP Sports.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Waupun on Radio Plus. Contact your local Edward Jones financial advisor for your investment needs by visiting edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Out as Coach Ott, James Ott, comes out, tries to settle down his team as he's got a runner at first base and a 3-1 count. Waupun would love to get Olivia Lease over to first base and have runner at scoring position with just one down. And Rowan Harder, pretty good batter, waiting on deck, and after that, top of the order. Comes a 3-1 pitch from Brandt. And that's going to miss, and back-to-back walks have got runners now at first and second base for the Lady Warriors, and that will bring up number 9 in the batting order, Rowan Harder, the center fielder. She has walked. Shelly Stelso must be over at the baseball game. It says 3-2 in that game over there right now, giving me maybe up to the minute update on that game, showing bunt, bringing it back. That's going to miss high, and ball one into Rowan Harder. Yep, 3-2 after 5. Scotty just sent that too, but thanks, Shelly. You got me the first update on that. We'll take any updates we can get from the other end of town, or if somebody's at the Oakfield games right now for the boys and girls, or the CWC baseball game on the other side of town at Schlevy Field. Next pitch is going to miss high, makes it count 2-0. Throw over to first base. A little closer than you want with the first baseman coming up behind the runner over there. The second baseman, they kind of sneaks in, and they almost make it close over there. Maybe Katie Brandt running out of gas a little bit. We saw that with the Winneconne pitcher last week. They ran out of gas the last inning and a half in that ball game, and Waupun comes back and wins that game. Called strike. Harder taking all the way on that pitch. So good luck to the boys in the other end of town. See if we can get wins both sides of Lincoln Street right now and both advance in the tournament. Waupun, of course, a week ahead of the boys in a sectional semifinal here tonight. Comes a 2-1 pitch. That's well above the glove of Klubertans, but a good job by her to get out of the crouch and go up and grab that. Makes it a 3-1 count. Waupun with a couple of runners on, both of them getting on with walks. So I don't care if we load the bases with walks out there and even walk one in to get a run to pull ahead. Comes a 3-1 pitch, and that's going to miss badly. Not even close to the strike zone, and the catcher's going to go out and talk to her pitcher right now, but 3 walks issued on what has been a solid pitching performance by Katie Brandt, but maybe running out a little gas right now, and Coach Ott coming out again. And looks like we will be getting a pitching change here at Meadema Field. Good job, though, and hats off to Katie Brandt in an unbelievable game. Just kind of ran out of gas here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So she's going to sit down right now. They're going to bring in a new pitcher, and that will be number 14, Charisse Winkleman will be coming in. And we're going to take a break, come back in a minute with more of this bottom of the 6th.
Has a story written by those who work it. But everyone's story is different. So the question is, how will you tell yours? Behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor, mower, or Gator utility vehicle. Run with us and start telling your story today.
Contact Ballweg Implement in either of their 2 locations, Waupun or Beaver Dam. Go online anytime at ballweg.biz.
Are you missing out on life? Does chronic joint pain prevent you from doing the things you love? I get it. All you think about is pain. This is Dr. Randy Blahoviak with New Medical Center. We have the solution to your problem. If you suffer from debilitating and chronic joint pain, learn how innovative medicine with human cellular tissue products can get you back to living your best life. Call New Medical Center for an alternative approach with innovative medicine at 920-249-8757.
Okay, a new pitcher in. And Coach James Ott coming back out there to talk and just get everybody on the same page and realize the situation. Waupun gets 3 batters up in a row, and they all get walked after the first batter, Roz Rivero's retired strikeout route, but only 1 down, bases loaded. Huge opportunity for Waupun. You cannot ask for any more as you've got Kaylee Westfall coming to the plate. Top of the order now for Waupun. Even if it's just a sack fly or something just to get that run in and then just take care of business on the top of the 7th on the season. KML knocked off the top team in the conference with Kewaskum last week and now giving Waupun all they can handle. First pitch in is going to miss just maybe a little. See if Waupun likes the pitching that they see from Winkleman more than they did from Katie Brandt, who did a great job here today. 1-0 pitch. That's a called strike, top of the zone. Makes the count 1-1. And bases jammed for Waupun. Big opportunity here for the Lady Warriors. Comes the 1-1 pitch from Winkleman. That one rolls across the plate. Nice job by Klubertons to smother it and keep it right in front of her. Makes the count 2-1. Bases loaded for the Lady Warriors sectional semifinal. That's when things get pretty scary when you get in the games like this. Anything can happen. Any game could be your last. 2-1 pitch. That's over towards third base. They're going to go home with it, and they get the force out at first. So base is still loaded, but they do get the out at first, home plate, with Kluge coming in. A good job by the third baseman, Brooklyn Bartelt. Taylor-made play for that. She just was about 10 feet up the line and hauled it in, got that out at home plate. So again, bases are loaded, but now 2 down. And Kylie Plime coming up to bat. She has not got a hit in the game. Of course, we only have 1 hit in the game, and that was Kaylee Westfall back in the 5th inning. Big opportunity here for the Lady Warriors. That's a called strike in the upper part of the zone to Plime. Does not offer. Down to the count 0-1. Here we go, Kylie. Time to add to your RBI total right now. Little gapper, bringing in a couple runs. Comes the 0-1 pitch, and swings on that one, and that one's off the top of a nice forward pickup and out to the street. Now the count 0-2 to Plime. You got to get used to a different pitcher being in there. Brandt, they never really teed off on her. She just kind of ended up running out of gas and walking some batters, but now Waupun needs to take advantage of this situation right now. Down to 2 outs, bases loaded, and an 0-2 count. And a swing and a miss by Plime, and Winkleman takes care of Waupun with bases loaded. Waupun comes up empty. They leave 3 on the base paths, and this game is tied at 3 apiece going into the top of the 7th inning, and we'll have that for you in just 60 seconds on RP Sports.
Andy with us here at the other bar, Main Street in Waupun. The patio is going to be open if you want to brave the heat and humidity, Andy, right?
We finally got some good weather going, so yes, the patio is open at 11 o'clock daily. We serve food from 11, and our kitchen closes at 9 o'clock at night. We got specials going almost every day of the week. Monday, of course, we have pizza special along with all-you-can-eat shrimp and fries. Tuesday is Mexican all day. Wednesdays is wings after 4. Thursday is build your own burger. Friday is fish, of course, all day long. Saturday is appetizer special, buy one, get one half off. And our daily board changes by the day. You'll have to stop in and see what Tierney's rolling out of the kitchen for that day.
Meat raffle coming up on Sunday, right? Talk about that.
2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, yes. It's meat day once again. This week's proceeds are going to the Recording Angel. The mayor of Waupun, Ron Bishop, is spearheading that one, so he'll be part of that, of course. You'll have to come down and see Heather and Bryce at 2 o'clock on Sunday, and we'll do the meat raffle and kick it off and have some good times.
Have a great week, Andy. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Nick. Go Brewers.
Andy with us here from the other bar, Main Street in Waupun.
Inning, and Emily Jervelin, I didn't know that she's cheering all the way from North Carolina. So hopefully get a little North Carolina luck out there. She, I don't know, either you're a Tar Heels fan or a Duke fan out there. I'm not sure if Emily is. Maybe she's not a fan of either one of those teams. The big market teams that they have out in North Carolina. But we love having her along with us. And here we go, top of the 7th inning, and who's coming up for the KML Chargers, number 3, 4, and 5 in the batting order. First pitch by Addie Braun rolls across the plate. Jada Schultz up first, followed by Emily Havorka and Gabby Klubertons. That's got to take care of business defensively and then got to get those bats going somehow. The bottom of the 7th inning. Only 1 hit in the ball game. Who would have thought that? It's a team that they put up 23 runs against in just 2 games during the season. 2-0 the count now to Schultz. Next pitch, a fastball. Brought some smoke on that one. No offer from Schultz. Called strike. Makes the count 2-1. Jada so far in the game, 2 for 3. Had a single her first at bat, a double the second at bat in the 3rd inning. And then they finally got her to ground out. It's going to be well outside. Makes it a 3-1 count. So what you don't want to do is get that leadoff runner on with nobody out. Here, Tie ball game 3 apiece here in the top of the 7th inning. Next one is hit out towards right field, but it's going to find its way on the ground over there in foul territory. Makes it a 3-2 count. And he's going to have to go at her right now. The 3-2 count. And a 3-3 ball game here at Jerry Miedema Field. Good job there by the batter, Schultz, fouling one off to stay alive and forcing Addie to bring another pitch to her. But Nava's still watching and nervous out in Nashville right now. It's time to shut them down, the Schoolgirls. And that one down on the plate. And a runner gets the first base leadoff runner on with a walk. Exactly what Waupun did not want to happen. And Emily Havorka, first baseman, coming up to bat. Said, yeah, nothing but compliments to KML coming in here. And I figure we have nothing to lose. We got a little confidence from our last win over Kewaskum, a team that beat Waupun a couple times. They beat 2 out of 3 times. Big swing and a miss on the pitch into Emily Havorka. That's so how you start out a batter. Got her chase one outside a little bit. Yeah, so we're nationwide today. North Carolina, we've got Nashville. And that one, a little chopper over towards shortstop, and that is bobbled by Plime. Throws to first and not in time, and the ball gets past Garrettson. Right now, Waupun kind of imploding here. And that allows the runner to get over to third base as Garrettson bobbled it over at first base. Runners at the corners. Nobody out. And you've got the go-ahead run standing at third base.
Brings up the catcher, number 17, Gabby Klubertans. Hess on deck.
The last couple innings been rough on the Lady Warriors, allowing a couple runs in that 6th inning. And now KML looking to go ahead in this ballgame with a runner at third base and a runner at first. They're just bringing in a runner for the base runner, Emily Havorka. Haley Hesse waiting on deck. So stepping to the plate now is Gabby Klubertans. She has struck out. She's flown out to right field a couple times. If she does that, that would bring that runner in possibly from third base. Pond needs a little luck on their side right now to keep KML from scoring. How about a couple strikeouts from Addie Braun? Don't want to put everything on her shoulders, or just maybe something in the infield to keep everybody where they're at and get an out. Showing bunt, called strike on the first pitch in as Klubertans was showing bunt, brought the bat back, but a called strike. So we've got an 0-1 count on Klubertans. Runners at second and third now for the Chargers. Next pitch is going to miss high. Count is now 1-1. Things are getting tense here at Jerry Miedema Field. 1-1 the count for Klubertans. Here's the pitch from Braun. Ooh, challenges her with some high heat and a swing and a miss. Puts her ahead in the count 1-2. This will be a huge out right now if they can keep those runners where they're at second and third, and nobody gets in and get this out on Klubertans. 1-2 the count. Addie Braun in the pitcher's circle for Waupun. It's the 1-2 pitch, and that's a slow hit over towards first base. Picked up by Garrettson. She does get the out as it goes by, and it does keep the runners at second and third. So just as good as a strikeout by one bobbled at first with all that spin, and out called by the umpire, and they're going to try to say that she just touched her with her elbow or something they're trying to get. She's looking shocked as she goes back to the by the dugout. But the umpire says, no, you're out. A huge out there for Waupun. Just what we said had to happen. You had to keep those runners at second and third, and they got the out with everybody right where they're at yet. And Haley Hess coming up. She's grounded out a couple times, 3 times actually in the ball game. And that is popped in the air right behind first base. And good job by Ava Vandezand getting it, catching in foul territory, but that allows a run to score. And KML is now leading 4-3. Nice catch here by Ava Vandezand. The only problem is that she went to the ground. That allowed the runner to tag up at third base and come in. And Waupun now trails 4-3 here in the top of the 7th inning. Exactly what you didn't want to happen. That runner does score, and Waupun now trailing, and they'll have some work to do, and hopefully it's only one run they've got to overcome coming up in the bottom of the 7th inning with a runner still at third base. Called strike, and on the next pitch into Lizzie Elke. Waupun in trouble now in 7th inning. 4-3 the lead for KML. Next pitch is swung on and fouled back. 0-2 the count. Looking ahead to see who Waupun has coming up next inning, and they've got a great part of the order coming up. Got Lexi Lehman, Lexi Garrettson, Ava Vandezan, the 3 batters that you'll see, at least the scheduled batters for Waupun. Next one down to the ground and a block by Westfall. Well, what a game by KML coming in here. Being blown out a couple times by Waupun, but going toe-to-toe with Waupun, and now with a lead in the top of the 7th inning. This one's a hard hit ball, and good job by Waupun's first baseman, Lexi Garrettson, but the damage done. Waupun gives up a run, and they take a 4-3 deficit into the bottom of inning number 7. We'll be back in just 60 seconds with the bottom of the 7th here on RP Sports.
Did you know that Ergo Bank of Marquezan and Fox Lake offers Kasasa Rewards checking accounts? All Kasasa Rewards accounts include refunds on ATM withdrawal fees when you meet the monthly qualification criteria. There's no monthly maintenance fee and no minimum balance requirement. Best of all, you get rewarded for things you probably do anyway, such as using your debit card and setting up a direct deposit. Discover the benefits of opening a Kasasa Rewards checking account at Ergo Bank of Marquezan and Fox Lake.
The Waupun Athletic Booster Club is a proud sponsor of today's game. Here is some of the great support they have offered over the past few years. Golf bags and umbrellas for the golf team, wrestling record boards, a wrestling mat, 3 iPads for football using Huddle, new basketballs for girls and boys teams, reseeding and landscaping of the JV soccer field, support for different tech programs, and more. The Waupun Athletic Booster Club also provides scholarships for athletes. Good luck, Waupun, in your game today.
Okay, we are back at Jerry Miedema Field. I'm Steve Witterhack. Caleb Sauer on the video streaming. Thanks for joining us. And tense moments now. Waupun gives up a run in the top of the 7th. I do want to thank the concession stand. It was like going to the Indy 500 of the pit crew. I asked, they said I needed a water quick, and they threw one from the refrigerator over there over to the guy right below me, and threw him some money and got it up here in time. And they did all that in that minute break on the nice spiral staircase they have. Olivia Jervelin says, I love Waupun softball, but Waupun's got to make things happen right now. We do have a pitcher that just came in last inning with Charisse Winkleman in the pitcher's circle. She did a good job shutting the door on Waupun, and bases loaded. They left him out there, and nobody scored for Waupun. Called strike to Lexi Lehman, first batter up for the Lady Warriors. Tense moments here at Jerry Miedema Field. Waupun now down 4-3 in their ball game. Bottom of the 7th inning, and they've got the same thing going on. We've got a 4-3 game, and unless that's what Jeff just sent. Is that what you just sent, Jeff? Maybe I'm just seeing yours thing. Yeah, that was yours. Scotty Van Galen after 6-3-2. Waupun, the boys in their regional championship, 1-1 the count, and that one well above the head of the catcher Klubertons. Winkleman, a hero in that bottom of the 6th inning, shutting the door on Waupun, and being put in a tough situation after her teammate Katie Brandt loaded up the bases on walks, and she had to come in, and she did a great job. Facing 2 batters. Got a 4-sided home and a called strike on the next pitch into Lexi Lehman. 2-2 is the count on Lehman. The other Lexi Garrettson awaiting on deck, and Ava Vandezan in the hole for the Lady Warriors. Girls, let's get one going here right off the top of the first batter here in the inning and get things going. That's popped back and out of play off the bat of Lehman. And a lot more at stake for Lexi Lehman, too, who's the only senior on the team. Every game could be her last game as a Waupun Lady Warrior. So again, a 2-2 count to Lehman. Swings on the next one. That one's going to be pulled foul. And jumped on that one and pulls it foul. Count remains at 2-2. Well, this is where you want to start. A great place to start. Number 3, 4, and 5 in the batting order for the Lady Warriors. Great batting averages, a lot of RBIs, some good speed. Get one of these ladies on base and get them around. Comes a 2-2 pitch again from Winkleman, and that one's going to miss high. Nice battle up there going on between pitcher Charisse Winkleman and Alexia Lehman, fouling a few off to stay alive and working herself into a 3-2 count. Another big pitch for Winkleman, the full count. Winkleman sets, throws, 3-2 pitch on the way, and that is well high above the brim. A good job by Lexi Lehman battling back and gets herself a walk, and she gets herself to first base. Brings up Lexi Gerritsen. That's how you want to start. Find a way to get yourself over to first base on the leadoff batter. Nobody out, runner at first. That tying run standing at first now. In the other leg, Harrison hits out towards right field, but slices foul down the first base side. A little late on that swing. Count is now 0-1 to Gerritsen. And asks for more than that, getting the leadoff batter on base. And Lexi's going to step out as Winkleman taking a little longer, looking at the signals from the dugout and taking a look at her wristband with all that stuff on it. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch from Winkleman. Big swing and a big miss there by Gerritsen. Makes the count 0-2. Kind of came high and tight on her a little bit. Had a swing at that one. Looked like it was going to be a strike, and a swing and a miss makes the count 0-2 to Lexi. See if we get both Lexis on base right now for the Lady Warriors. Comes the 0-2 pitch from Charisse Winkleman. That's going to miss well high. Makes the count 1-2. A little snap throw to first base and diving head first back just in time and making it interesting, drawing the throw over there at first. 1-2 the count to Lexi Gerritsen. Trying to find some way to get on base. Waupun hopes alive here, down by a run. Who would have thought in this ball game? Comes the 1-2 pitch, and that is hit past the second baseman out to right field. They're going to get Lehman over to third base. Runners now at the corners for the Lady Warriors. Nice job opposite field past the second baseman out to right field off the bat of Lexi Gerritsen. The Lexis did their job. One with a walk, one with a base hit. Runners at the corners for the Lady Warriors. Then why not put some little pressure on a freshman? You got Ava Van de Zand coming up to bat. But nobody down. Just got to be patient up there. Waupun can't ask for more than this. Runners at the corner. Nobody out. Down by 1, 4-3. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Think about the pressure on Charisse Winkleman, too. She handled it back in the bottom of the 6th inning. But now first two batters on for Waupun. And a bunt over towards third base. Not a bad bunt. And they're going to be safe all around. Winkleman couldn't throw it to first, didn't want that run to score from third. So now bases are loaded for the Lady Warriors, and you got Roz Rivera coming up. Great speed on the base paths now for the Lady Warriors. Trying to find some way, just to get for sure one run in, but let's see if we can get a couple runs in and take this regional semifinal, our sectional semifinal, I should say. Going back and forth in my mind with the boys' baseball game. But again, winner will be playing coming up at Seymour at 4:30 coming up this Thursday for a sectional championship at Rockledge Park against the winner of Freedom and Marinette. And Roz, of course, likes that first pitch, fouls it off down to the count 0-1. Addie Braun awaiting on deck. So some good sticks waiting to hit. You got the batters out there, the runners out there now. The base pass for Waupun. Bases jammed. Nobody out. You know, you just need to get one, at the very least here, to keep this game going. But boy, with the hitters we've got, I think we can get more than that. 0-1 pitch, and they're going to call that a strike on the inside part of the plate. Makes the count 0-2. Big opportunity for Roz Rivera. Could be a big hero. And nobody out. See if she can get it done with an 0-2 count. Sharice Winkleman in the pitcher's circle for the Chargers. And jumps on that one, man. Just rips it into the crowd on the overhang over on out of play territory. And it doesn't look like anybody got hit, but it sure scared a few people over there. Count remains 0-2. So Rod's jumped all over that one. She wants that hit. Just rip one in the gap right now. Waupun could walk away and feel very fortunate, but it hasn't happened yet. We're just looking to get that one run in at the very least. Exciting stuff here at Jerry Meadham Field. Hopefully you made it down in the crowd and you're just watching on your phone right now and cheering on your Lady Warriors, but we've got people all around the country watching this ball game. 0-2 the count. Another pitch from Winkleman. And another one fouled back off the bat of Rivera. Has not seen a ball yet. Still 0-2. Also for KML comes the 0-2 pitch. That's going to miss inside. 1-2 the count now to, and that is popped back to the second baseman, Taylor made for KML, right where she was standing. A weak little pop-up right at her and hauls it in for out number one. So now one out on the board. And that will bring up Addie Braun up to the plate. Another great batter for the Lady Warriors. A .368 batting average on the season. And on deck, Olivia Lease. One down. At the very least, of course, you got to get that run across the plate to extend the game. First pitch in, a called strike into Braun. No offer, makes the count 0-1. Good job by Winkleman jumping ahead of the Waupun batters after walking the bases right now for Waupun. Their bases loaded. Of course, got a hit in there too, but ooh, and that went off the elbow of the batter, Braun, and they let her get away with kind of sticking her elbow up, and that brings a run in anyway to get a run in, and they did. Braun kind of raises her left elbow on that one, and they're going to say, yeah, that was all right, I guess. And a run does come in. We are tied, people. We are tied at the very least. And I guess the coach coming out right now with James Ott, but good job by Braun sticking up her left elbow and that hitting her, and that allowed the run to come in. We are tied at 4 apiece. Don't go anywhere, anybody. Still only one down for Waupun. And Coach Ott out there going to try to settle down his infield and give his pitcher a little time to take a few breaths. We'll keep it right here. Steve Winterhack with you, bringing you sectional semifinal softball here from Jerry Meadham Field. Bases jammed for Waupun. They get a run in. They tie it at 4 apiece here in the bottom of the 4th inning, getting a battle from the Chargers of Kettle Moraine Lutheran. That's what happens when a team sees you for the third time. Certainly not overwhelmed by anything they've seen from Waupun going toe-to-toe with them in this ball game. They started out with 2 runs. Waupun got a run in the 1st inning. Waupun got another run in the 5th inning to tie things up. And now Waupun tying this game up at 4 apiece by getting that run. And bases still loaded, so that winning run sitting over at third base right now. Bases jammed, and Olivia Lease coming up to bat for the Lady Warriors. Big opportunity. That run could come in numerous different ways with one out on the board only. If you can just maybe put one out to the outfield somewhere. I mean, Waupun showed they'd even score if you hit one just on the very edge of the infield dirt. Still scored. Corners coming in, showing bunt. Lease brings the bat back, but a called strike. Yeah, you could bunt one in. You can just simply get a base hit. So many different ways you can get. You got a lot more options when there's only one out on the board. I'd like to get this thing done in 7. Get it done in regulation. 0-1 the count now for Olivia Lease. Pitch from Winkleman. Swung on by Lease and fouls it back to the backstop. Count is now 0-2. And like I said, Winkleman does a good job in getting ahead of some of the Waupun batters in key moments of the ball game. Another big moment, another big pitch. 0-2 the count on Lease. Number 8 in the batting order for the Lady Warriors. This pitch is going to miss high, puts the count at 1-2. Luckily, I just cut my nails before I came, so I can't bite my nails here, so we're all right with that. 1-2 the count now for Lease. And winning run standing at third base with just one down. Here's the pitch to Lease. Swings on the next one. I better swing at this one. Looks a little high, but I'm going to swing at it, foul it back, and live to see another pitch. It's still down to the count, 1-2 to Winkleman. One and two the count. Olivia's going to see another pitch here. Here's Winkleman's pitch, and that one's going to miss a little bit low. Worked herself into a 2-2 count. Nice job by Lease. Nerves of steel on that one. Waiting on deck, Rowan Harder. So like I said, one down. He can get this run in numerous ways. Maybe a little pop out to the field, or base hit would be even more exciting. Next one's going to miss high, and a nice job by Olivia again laying off that high pitch. She went from an 0-2 count into a 3-2 count after following a few off the side. Pitcher with a 3-2 count. Nice job by Lease. What a battle at the plate for her. Are we set up? Do we have a mic? Just in case? We don't have one? Okay. Have to bring people up here maybe. Just in case. A called strike 3 to Lease. Lays off one and goes down looking. Either she's going to be getting a run in for the Waupun Lady Warriors, or we're going to be going to the 8th inning. Bases jammed for Waupun with Harder up to bat. See how Rowan's done in the game so far. She walked back in the 6th and the 2nd innings, and also got a ground ball, and next pitch into her is going to miss. One and 0 the count now to Rowan. She's been in these big moments before, in big games. A lot of experience already in big games for a player only a sophomore. Swing and a miss on the next pitch in. Winkleman goes upstairs with it, and chasing it, swinging and missing is Harder. 4-4 ball game. Bottom of the 7th inning, a sectional semifinal at stake, and a chance to go on to the sectional championship on Thursday over at Seymour. Take on the winner of the Freedom hosting Marinette game. That's going on right now in Freedom. 1-1 the count. Rowan Harder at the plate. Next one, thought about it. Lays off that one well high. Puts the count at 2-1. Again, bases jammed for Waupun. A winning run at third base. Do whatever you got to do, Waupun fans, for some good luck. Got a rabbit's foot. Got your hat on, whichever way. Wear your lucky underwear. Whatever you did today. We need everything right now. Winkleman gets a swing and a little fall off into the glove, and now it's a 2-2 count for Rowan Harder with top of the order. Kaylee Westfall sitting in, but it's going to be decided if we're going into the next inning or Waupun wins on this at bat. 2-2 the count now for Rowan. Sharice Winkleman in the pitcher's circle, and here's a 2-2 pitch. And that one is fouled off. Good job by Harder, just getting a piece of it. Fouls it back. Keeps the count at 2-2. Yeah, nice job by Sharice Winkleman coming in a bad situation back in the 6th inning, and then she got 2 outs to keep nobody from scoring for Waupun. Now asked to do it again with bases loaded. 1 run does come in to tie it up at 4 apiece. Still a 2-2 count for Rowan Harder. And that's a soft little grounder, and Leering comes in and dives forward and grabs it right behind the pitcher's circle. We are going to extra innings. Waupun gets one in the inning, but just can't get that hit. Having trouble against the pitchers for KML. And we're coming back in just 1 minute with the top of inning number 8 from Waupun and Jerry Meadham Field right after this on RP Sports.
A reputation for being the best, the toughest zero-turn mower ever made doesn't come easy. It's earned by a precision cut, a perfectly manicured lawn, a job well done. It's earned by outworking, outperforming, and outdoing with horsepower, handling, and versatility. See Waupun Equipment Company in Waupun and Watertown today, your official Bobcat dealer.
She's made comments. Her friends have hinted. You even have pictures on your phone of what she wants. You know her type, her style, and her taste. Now all that's left is the ask. Hi, this is Kate from Geisberg's Jewelry. New diamond inventory has just arrived with a beautiful selection of engagement rings. Before you get down on one knee, Come see us at Geisberg's Jewelry. 5 generations helping say, I do, in a special way. Geisberg's Jewelry, Main Street, downtown Waupun.
Okay, we are back at Jury Meet 'em Field. I'm Steve Witterhack, and then we got some listeners over on the other end of town at the Gus. Spanbauer, Waupun Warriors today squeaking one out in their regional semifinal, knocking off New London by a score of 3-2. So congratulations to Derek Stanke and the Waupun Warriors moving on to the regional championship. If you find out who you're going to play, let me know. Coming up on Thursday. We'll keep an eye on the phone. Number 7, 8, and I should say 8, 9, and 1 in the batting order coming up and trying to bunt their way on. Not a bad attempt there by Ashlyn Kianka, but that one ends up rolling foul about 15, 20 feet up the line for strike one. Waupun in a dogfight. KCT says, come on, Warriors. You can do this. Rooting for you from Colorado. This is popped in the air and hauled in by the catcher, Kaylee Westfall, for out number 1. He's going to pop that one in the air up towards the third base side in foul territory. Westfall hauls it in. So 1 down and nobody on, and Kayla Canuck coming up to the plate right now. Number 9 in the batting order with Mackenzie Learing awaiting on deck, top of the order. Yeah, we've got listeners and viewers out of Nashville. We got them in North Carolina. We got them in Colorado. All over the country. This is popped in the air. It's going to find its way out of play over on the left field side off the bat of Canuck. And maybe if they want to send Fuzz Vandezan over here, Fuzz, maybe we can get that interview we always talked about doing. Just did that one after your state championship, but he couldn't air that one, so maybe you can get a good one here today. So Fuzz, you're invited to come in here. But I have security here to keep you from coming upstairs. And that one's just off the plate. It makes the count 1-1 to Kayla Canuck. He's always asking to be interviewed, but I think he wouldn't. He's shyer than he acts. Try to put a microphone in front of him. This one's going to be inside, down to the ground, and makes it a 2-1 count on Canuck. She'd love to get on and try to set up her top of the order if you were a KML. 2-1 pitch. And that one is bounced over towards second base, picked up by Carly White, and throws to first to get the out. So 2 up and 2 down. And that'll bring up the top of the order, Mackenzie Learing coming up. Got on with an error back in the 6th inning, has struck out, she has lined out, she has grounded out in the game, has not got a base hit yet. And the Warriors would like to keep it that way. Next thing for Waupun is they will be starting with the top of the order coming up in the bottom half of inning number 8, but what a battle here and what a great showing by KML. Nothing to be embarrassed about. Trudy Vandenberg checking in, cheering from upstate New York. Says hi to Mom and Dad and Dwayne too. That one's over the glove of the pitcher, Braun, and gets over to the second baseman, Carly White. And Trudy, I do remember you from playing volleyball. I was at all the volleyball state championships, so you got a very storied. I'm not sure where you're coaching. You're coaching somewhere right now, I think. Had some time down at Duke. Great volleyball player and past player here for Waupun, so thanks for joining us. 2 outs now on the board, but a runner at first with a good speedy Learing a throw over to second base, and just in time she gets there to second base. So again, you got some speed on the base paths. And that is trouble over at second base with Mackenzie Learing. So you got that runner at second base, the go-ahead run over there for KML. Now you got to pay attention to throw the ball over, and kind of forcing a throw over to third base. That was Learing, but just makes a few steps toward it just to draw that throw, see what will happen with it. Not a bad idea. Plenty of time to get back. But that go-ahead run standing at second, and probably, I would guess, probably the fastest player on the team, definitely the most athletic. She was a great basketball player and gave Waupun a little trouble when they took on KML. And this bounce over towards second base. Charging is White. She flicks it over to Garrettson, and they get the out. Runner stranded over at second base, and Waupun keeps KML off the board. 4-4 going into the bottom of the 8th inning. I'll be back with you for the bottom of the 8th in just 60 seconds on RP Sports.
Hi, this is Jackie with All Phase Heating, Cooling, and Geothermal. Let our family take care of yours. We offer American Standard and Coleman furnaces and air conditioners that come with a 15-year parts and a 10-year labor warranty. Schedule us to come out and make sure your furnace, AC, or geothermal units are running at peak efficiency. Serving Fond du Lac, Dodge, Columbia, and Green Lake counties. Call 920-763-2301. That's 920-763-2301. Log on to allphasecomforts.com.
Excellence in dentistry meets exceptional service. It's Dentistry of Wisconsin in Waupun and Beaver Dam. From routine cleanings, checkups, and maintenance to more advanced dental care and cosmetic services, choose Dentistry of Wisconsin. Doctors Metzger's, Truckenbrod, Dittman, and Warner, along with their friendly staff, are here to care for you. Visit their state-of-the-art facilities in Waupun and Beaver Dam, accepting new patients. Dentistry of Wisconsin. They'll give you a reason to smile both inside and out.
Hack with you back at Jerry Meadema Fields. Waupun did the job. They kept KML off the board, so we got a tie ball game at 4 apiece. And top of the order, you can't ask for any more than that. Trudy Vandenberg did get back to us. She's I believe, the head coach over at Cornell University now. And just has made her life dedicated to volleyball. So what a nice thing to do, doing something you love and doing that for your career all your life. First pitch into Kaylee Westfall. Misses low for ball one. Kylie Plime awaiting on deck. Lexi Lehman in the hole for the Lady Warriors. 1-0 the count. A 4-4 dogfight here with KML. Comes the 1-0 pitch from Winkleman. As he's going to miss well high. Kind of guided that one in there. Misses high. She's kind of taken a few miles an hour off her pitches to try to find that strike zone, and she's got away with it so far in the game. But that one makes it a 2-0 count. Good hitter, a great hitter up with Kaylee Westfall. Just nobody having a little trouble with these KML pitchers here today, and that's going to miss high and tight. 3-0 the count. That'll tighten things up a little bit for Sharice Winkleman. Yeah, we got people from Nashville. We've got New York. We've got North Carolina. What was the other one that I missed on the list? Nashville, Tennessee. 3-0 pitch now for Winkleman. Kaylee Westfall at the plate. That's going to miss high. Misses just a touch high, and 4 straight balls issued to Waupun's Kaylee Westfall. She's over at first base. There you go. Your winning run standing over at first base. Like I said, good wheels. We mentioned before that she's one of the leaders on the team with stolen bases. Now you got Kylie Plime at the plate. She's been hit by a pitch. She has flown out. She's grounded out, struck out. But she has scored. She scored the second of the 2 runs for Waupun. She's hit by a pitch in the first inning. Bunt attempt, misses everything, and that is strike 1. And bringing the equipment now, we got giving Jeff Sauer a chance to get here, too. So, hi, Jeff. You saw a victory at the other side of town. We thank him for covering that. Throw down to first, not in time. Count is now 0-2. And 2 the count for the Waupun Lady Warriors. Kylie Plime at the plate. The Waupun boys winning 3-2 on the other side of town. Jeff on the call on that game on Radio Plus. I want to thank him for that. 0-2 pitch now on the way to Plime. And hits that sharply, but right at the first baseman. They throw it back to first, and a line drive right at the third baseman. Bartelt throws to first, not in time, but that one hard hit ball, but right at the third baseman, Brooklyn Bartelt, who's been rock solid here in the ball game so far. So still that runner at first base, and still only 1 down for Waupun. Not sure what the meeting was with the home plate umpire, but he's going to go relay something over now to Josh Navis for Waupun. So that runner over at first base, see if they can get her over around in scoring position. Got the best part of the order up right now. Lexi Lehman stepping to the plate. She got on with a walk back in the 7th inning and scored the run that tied the ball game up. Whatever he's telling Josh Navis, it doesn't look like he's receptive to it. And he's saying something back to the dugout. I don't know if there's anything. What was it? Okay. Yeah, it's going to get the Waupun crowd even a little bit louder right now with the possible artificial noise over there they told them they couldn't do. Man, a called strike to Lehman. Showed bunt, brought the bat back, called strike. They got the Waupun crowd going a little bit, who've been kind of sitting down most of the game. They might want to stand up right now and get their team going and try to help carry them here to a victory here in the sectional semifinal. This one kind of high and away. Nice place for that pitch from Winkleman, and going up and fouling it back is Lehman. He's had a lot more at stake for Waupun's Lexi Lehman, being the lone senior on the team. Does not want this to be her last game here on her own home field. 1-2 the count now for Lehman. And runner at first base. Next pitch, that one's going to bounce across the plate. Kind of bounces by the catcher. They throw it to second, but getting toward to second base easily is Kaylee Westfall. Kind of bobbled a bit by Klubertons, the catcher, and that allowed the runner to get to second base. I say 2-1 the count. Okay. And here's the pitch from Winkleman. That is hit and popped up in the air. Just a weak little pop-up over to Jada Schultz. Waupun just having trouble with the KML hitters and just not teeing off on them at all. I guess the girls were yelled at for hitting the dugout, making noise that way, and the tin surroundings and roof that they have there. But now 2 out for Waupun. With that runner in scoring position, and a dangerous hitter with Lexi Lehman at the plate now for the Lady Warriors. And that first one is fouled off over on the right side. Waupun just having trouble timing the pitching. I'm not sure what it is, because it's nothing like overwhelming. They're not bringing the heat, and maybe location, I don't know. But right now just can't get the bats going against KML. 0-1 the count now. With 2 down in a 4-4 ball game, bottom of the 8th inning. Next pitch, a little low on that one, but a called strike by the home plate umpire. Seen a couple like that. We weren't seeing those earlier in the ball game, but that one, a called strike. Count is now 0-2 to Lexi. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And a slow little roller. It goes past the pitcher, and runners safe everywhere. First and third base. A break for Waupun. That should have been an easy out by the pitcher, Winkleman, that goes underneath their glove, and that allows runners to be safe at first and third. And again, more pressure for the freshman, Ava Vandezan, stepping to the plate. Error by the pitcher on that play, putting runners now at the corners. 2 down. Now the winning run sitting over at third base. And Ava Vandezan, the freshman, he's not a freshman anymore this time of the season, the seasoned veteran now, up at the plate for Waupun. Roz Rivera waiting on deck. Sharice Winkleman doing a very nice job since she came in the ball game in the 6th. And that is a ball on the first pitch in. Vandezan 1-0 on the count. The plate umpire is going to sweep off the plate. Again, thanks for everybody for joining us here today. Good news on the other side of Lincoln Street with Waupun winning 3-2 in that ball game. That's a regional semifinal for the Warriors. I don't know if, you know who they're going to play yet?
Yeah, they play Xavier at 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Xavier at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Well, that's news. And this is popped in the air up to short right field. Right fielder coming in and grabs it for the out. Just hung in the air just a little too long. The right fielder, Ashlyn Kianka, makes the catch. And Waupun strands a runner over at third base. That would have been the winning run, and we're taking a 4-4 ball game into the top of inning number 9 on RP Sports. Back after this.
A reminder for everyone that Bent's Automotive is open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. and on Saturdays by appointment only. Keeping your vehicle in tip-top running condition is essential. Call 324-9962 for Bent's Automotive. Get the quality repair and maintenance services you need from the automotive technicians you can trust. Bent's Automotive at the corner of Carrington and Main Streets in beautiful downtown Waupun. Call 920-324-9962 to schedule your service or repair needs today. If you're looking for someone to take care of your tree needs, call Eli at Torres Tree Service of Waupun. He's been in the business for 10 years and started up Torres Tree Service 3 years ago. Eli and his team can remove trees big or small, even those hard to get to trees. They do tree trimming and stump grinding, and the job's not done until they put topsoil and seed where the tree was removed, clean up the debris, and haul it away. Join the many satisfied customers by calling Torres Tree Service in Waupun at 920-344-5887.
Here we are back at Jerry Made Him a Field. I'm Steve Witterhack. And Jeff Sauer just mentioning that Waupun won today, and they're going to be playing in the afternoon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow in their regional championship game, and they'll be playing against Appleton Xavier. Appleton, you said, right? They'll be playing at Xavier? At Xavier tomorrow. So they'll be playing tomorrow. We will have that game for you. Jeff said he can get there with the video streaming. I can probably get up there to do the play-by-play along with Jeff on that, and I think we'll be able to handle that. So make sure you put that on your list of things to do to listen to Waupun Warrior Baseball, 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Watch it on Radio Plus. First pitch in to number 8, Jada Schultz, number 3 in the batting order, up to bat to lead things off for KML. Again, squandered opportunities is something Waupun will look back in this ball game if they would happen to lose it. Bounced over towards third base. Lehman, clean play. Perfect throw to first to get out number 1. So a big out, getting that leadoff batter out. Nice job by Lehman over at third. And now number 4 in the batting order, their cleanup batter, Emily Havorka, coming up. Havorka so far in the ball game got on with an error back in the 7th inning. She's flown out. She's been hit by a pitch. She's struck out so far in the game. This is her 5th at-bat. First pitch misses high and away from Addie Braun. Makes the count 1-0. Gabby Klubertons awaiting on deck. Big swing and a miss. Pulled the string on that one, took a little off. And over the top of it, with a big swing and a miss, is Havorka. Puts the count at 1-1. Comes the 1-1 pitch from Braun, and again goes with some high heat. And behind that one was Havorka. Puts the count at 1-2. And a swing and a miss. Nice job of pitching to Emily Havorka by Addie Braun. Handled her just well. And gets her to swing and a strikeout. So that'll bring up Gabby Klubertons up to bat. Gabby so far in the game has flown out to right field a couple times, has struck out. She's also grounded out to first base. 2 down, nobody on. Big swing and a miss on the pitch into Klubertons. Waupun has not had a 1-2-3 inning in the ball game. Yes, doing right here, and they get the bats back in the hand and take care of business in the bottom of the 9th inning. And Waupun Warrior boys winning 3-2 in their ball game. They move on to take on Xavier out of Appleton. They'll be playing at Appleton coming up tomorrow. I don't know if Nick Rush knows that yet. At 1 o'clock. We're kind of arranging things here with both of us getting there with Jeff Sauer. Nice catch in the crowd over on the KML side. We'll toss it back on the field. 1-2 the count to Gabby Klubertons. Text Nick and make sure that's cleared, but I don't think he's going to have any aversion to that. We are totally all in on teams we're covering around this area. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. That one rolls across the plate. So between innings, I will let Nick know that we'll be doing that game. Work something out with my morning show that I get done at noon with. Ooh, a changeup for a strikeout. What a nice pitch by Addie Braun on the last pitch. Just took on all off that pitch and way ahead of it with a swing and a miss. Klubertons goes down swinging. 2 strikeouts to end the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for the first time for Waupun defensively. And they'll come up in the bottom of the ninth in a 4-4 ball game, trying to move on to the sectional championship. Got to work for it, and we'll see what they do coming up in just 60 seconds on RP Sports.
This game is powered by C. Broxma Electric of Waupun. C. Broxma Electric has serviced the electrical needs for Waupun and the surrounding area for over 18 years. From small residential jobs to agricultural, industrial, and commercial jobs, they do it all. For quality work and prompt, courteous service, contact your State of Wisconsin licensed electrical contractor in our area. C. Broxma Electric at 920-319-1614 or check them out online at cbelectric.net.
Shop these and more great deals all this week at Waupun's Piggly Wiggly. Get classic California iceberg lettuce, 99 cents each. Ripe mangoes or large avocados, 5 for $4. Get large eggs, a dozen of them, 99 cents with your card. Bacon, $3.99 with your card. Piggly Wiggly butter, $2.99 with your card. These and more great deals at the Piggly Wiggly Waupun all this week.
I hear you, so Nick just give me the thumbs up if we're going to be covering it. I plan on going, if nothing else, and Jeff Sauer will be there video streaming if we got the thumbs up from you, and we definitely plan on doing that game for the boys tomorrow. But here we go. We're sitting in the bottom of the ninth inning. You got Roz Rivera coming up for the Lady Warriors to lead things off. Addie Braun awaiting on deck. Olivia Lease in the hole for the Lady Warriors. Number 6, 7, and 8 in the batting order to face Charisse Winkleman in a 4-4 ball game. First pitch in's going to miss for ball 1. And it all starts with that first batter. Get him on and get him around the base pass and hit him in. 1-0 the count for Roz. Here's the pitch from Winkleman. Goes high, and the next pitch makes it a 2-0 count. In the last inning, she did the same thing. She did walk the first batter, but the batter only got as far as third base for Waupun. Just can't find their hitting shoes here in the ball game so far. What do we got, Jeff? Three hits on the game so far? What do you got for Waupun? Next one misses well high and above the brim of Rivera. Yeah, I think we got a couple in the 7th and one run and one, I should say, hit in the 5th inning. Now a 3-0 count to Roz Rivera. 3-0 pitch. That also misses high. 4-pitch walk issued to Roz Rivera, and we'll probably see Carly White come in and do some running. The flex player coming in for the DP. Well, that's what you want again, getting that leadoff runner on, and now we've got Coach Ott coming out. And you'll be taking the ball from Charisse Winkleman, and I'm just going to guess here that they're going to bring in Ambryn Anundsen possibly in the game. She was warming up before, but I don't think that's her, no. That is number 11, Katie Brandt. Again, coming back in the ball game, re-entering the ball game. So that's who's coming back out to pitch. And let's take about a 30-second break here. We'll come back as we let Brandt warm up again. Here's our second look at her in the ball game. Back after this on Radio Plus.
The Hour Bar on Main Street, Waupun is a great place to meet friends. Owners Bob and Tana invite you to join them for their daily specials and great atmosphere. They also bring in top-notch entertainment and host many special events. The Hour Bar is also the perfect place to cheer on the Packers, Bucks, Brewers, and Badgers. There's TVs everywhere you look. After today's game, head to the Hour Bar, 433 East Main Street, Waupun, a proud supporter of high school sports.
Okay, we are back, and again, they are bringing in Katie Brandt, who was the starting pitcher, pitched all the way into the 6th inning, but here she is back in the 9th inning with a runner at first and nobody out, and Addie Braun stepping to the plate. And Waupun didn't have any much luck with her the first time they saw her pitch. Here she is back. She kind of ran out of gas. Maybe that rest she had for a couple innings here, bringing her back in the 9th, and she'll be ready to go again. She kind of walked bases loaded, and okay, here we go. So runner at first. That is the winning run standing at first. First pitch from Brandt misses high and away into Braun for ball 1. One oh the count for Waupun's Addie Braun, the pitcher for Waupun. Is that game here or is it in Appleton tomorrow?
1 o'clock here.
It is here.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, it is here in Waupun. Okay, that's even it's even handier.
Yeah.
I can really do that. 2-0 pitch. My wife's even she only listens when I make a mistake on the air. Then she listens and corrects me again. But it's good to get that information. The other information we have is Fuzz Van de Zande's not coming up for an interview, he said, I guess. So a 3-0 count. And again, 4 straight balls. Waupun has seen 8 pitches, and all of them have been balls so far. So Waupun sitting with that winning run standing at second base. And Olivia Lease coming up. So, yeah, it's right here on the other end of Lincoln Street coming up tomorrow. Makes things a lot easier for Jeff and I. Instead of going over to Xavier. But a 1 o'clock start in that game over at the Gus in Waupun. Waupun will be playing on taking on Xavier. I forget, what are they called? What are they? The Hawks, yeah. Okay. Should remember them from the state championship game back in 16 and been there for a few of their games over at their gym for basketball. One attempt by Lease trying to move everybody over a base. Olivia Lease up to bat. She's lined out. She struck out a couple times and has walked in the ball game. Number 8 in the batting order. Nobody out for Waupun. Runners at first and second, and that winning run standing at second base right now. That's always a way to find out if you got people watching or listening, is you say something wrong, and then they'll. And that's going to be. And she is out on her bunt attempt. And runners got to come back to where they were. What was the call on that? Dead ball out on bunting on a hit her outside of the batter's box is what it was. Okay. So Josh getting the confirmation from the home plate umpire. And there's one down, and the worst part is that puts runners back at first and second. Just wanted to get them over a base, but now there's an out on the board. And runners at first and second base. So one down. We got Rowan Harder at the plate. And Waupun will definitely should have an opportunity unless there's a double play out here. Maybe we won't need it. Maybe Rowan will take care of business at the plate right now for Waupun. So Waupun hasn't been doing a lot in this game. Only got 3 hits in the game. Showing bunt, brings the bat back and a called strike into Rowan. KML giving Waupun all they can handle and then some. 4-4 ball game. These players threatening for me to have to go another page into my book and write my names all in again. So we'll see if that happens, but hopefully not. I think Waupun can do it right here. A 1 pitch that is popped in the air out towards center field. Going back to center fielder Lizzie Elke. And throw over to a second base. A slide into home and safe in front of the tag. Nice little relay to make it interesting over at third base. But there you go. You got your winning run standing over at third base. Good little relay by Lizzie Elke to getting it into Luring. And a quick little snap throw to third, but just a little late. And Waupun now has a winning run standing over at third base. And top of the order, Kaylee Westfall coming up to bat with 2 down. Runners at the corners. First pitch in. That's going to miss high for ball 1. And the game for Waupun in Waupun tomorrow at the Gus, and that's a 1 o'clock start tomorrow. We'll have it for you, video streaming here on Radio Plus. Jeff and I will be there to bring you that game. The 1-0 pitch makes it a 2-0 count now. The Westfall missing a little high in the last pitch from Brandt. Coming back in the ball game after going into the 6th inning and had to get replaced, but back again. 2-0 count. Top of the order up, Kaylee Westfall with a 2-0 count. Next pitch, a called strike. Count is 2-1. Taking all the way was Westfall. We got a few of the people that were over at the boys' game that came over here to cheer on their Lady Warriors after that victory by the Waupun Warriors. Comes a 2-1 pitch. That's going to miss well high. Makes the count 3-1. 2 runners on. Both got on with walks for Waupun. They've only got, like I said, through going into this 9th inning, 3 hits in the ball game. They didn't get that till first hit till the 5th inning. Rough game hitting-wise for Waupun, but just playing aggressive to the score at 4-4. And that is hit high out towards right center field, and that is in, and Waupun wins the ball game 5-4. A hit off the fence out to right center field off the bat of Kaylee Westfall. She is your hero here today, bringing in the run from third base at Waupun. With all they could handle from Kettle Moraine Lutheran, have won this ball game. They had to battle. Bats weren't there for them today, but they were at the end of that ball game. A hit off the fence at right center field off the bat of Waupun's Kaylee Westfall, bringing in the runner from third base, and Waupun wins 5-4, and they'll be moving on to the sectional championship against the winner of the Freedom hosting Marinette game, which we had not heard a final on that ball game. Maybe we'll get that, but we are going to get some interviews for you on the field, and we'll have that coming your way in just a few minutes. Exciting game here at Jerry Meadema Field. Glad we could bring it to you here on Radio Plus. Back with those interviews in just a few minutes.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Wisconsin.
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeandAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeandAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the Homan family your first stop at HomeandAuto.com. We make you feel at home at Homan.
Did you know that Ergo Bank of Marquezan and Fox Lake offers Kasasa Rewards checking accounts? All Kasasa Rewards accounts include refunds on ATM withdrawal fees when you meet the monthly qualification criteria. There's no monthly maintenance fee and no minimum balance requirement. Best of all, you get rewarded for things you probably do anyway, such as using your debit card and setting up a direct deposit. Discover the benefits of opening a Kasasa Rewards checking account at Ergo Bank of Marquezan and Fox Lake.
Andy with us here at the Other Bar, Main Street in Waupun. The patio is going to be open if you want to brave the heat and humidity, Andy, right?
We finally got some good weather going, so yes, the patio is open at 11 o'clock daily. We serve food from 11, and our kitchen closes at 9 o'clock at night. We got specials going almost every day of the week. Monday, of course, we have pizza special along with all-you-can-eat shrimp and fries. Tuesday is Mexican all day. Wednesdays is wings after 4. Thursday is build your own burger. Friday is fish, of course, all day long. Saturday is appetizer special, buy one, get one half off. And our daily board changes by the day, you'll have to stop in and see what Tierney's rolling out of the kitchen for that day.
Meat raffle coming up on Sunday, right? Talk about that.
2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, yes. It's meat day once again. This week's proceeds are going to the Recording Angel. The mayor of Waupun, Ron Bishop, is spearheading that one, so he'll be part of that, of course. You'll have to come down and see Heather and Bryce at 2 o'clock on Sunday, and we'll do the meat raffle and kick it off and have some good times.
Have a great week, Andy. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Nick. Go Brewers.
Andy, with us here from the other bar, Main Street in
Welcome back here to Jerry Miedema Field here in Waupun as the Lady Warriors take care of business in 9 innings over conference rival KML Chargers. Fantastic game that we've had here. And again, this is Jeff Sauer here. Steve is out on the field. We're going to get some interviews with some of the players out there to get their reaction to how things went in this sectional semifinal. They're going to be playing in Seymour. I can't remember what time it is. I'll have to take a look. I think Steve had it posted here. But I thought that they had to play like at
What did you?
4:30. Yeah, we're going to go to Steve right here, okay? Waiting for Steve. He's got number 28, Carly White, there with him.
Okay, we are back over at Jerry Miedema Field. Steve Witterhack with you. What a ball game. 9 innings, and Waupun wins. What a close game against a team that they took care of pretty easily first 2 games, and you got to have hats off to KML. Waupun wins 5-4, and the person that crossed home plate for the winning run, Carly White, with us right now. And Carly, just talk about this game. Did you know you're going to probably run into a little tougher customer this time you play against the Chargers in this game?
Well, yeah, I think so. We didn't want to go in this game thinking it was going to be just an easy win. So we knew it was going to be close, but we didn't think it was going to be that close.
What were you thinking over at third base, knowing this is your chance? You're probably thinking, don't leave too early over there in case there's a pop-up or anything. You have everything going through your head and any situation going through your mind?
Mostly just to tag up and just in case. Like, don't leave too early because you don't want to get called out for leaving too early. But
okay, talk about your team, and here you're going to the sectional championship now coming up. You know who you're playing at? Did anybody say who you're playing at?
I think it's Freedom, I think.
Okay. Well, congratulations. It's got to be sweet. Is that something you dream of, maybe being the person that scored the winning, coming in on the winning run in a ball game?
Yeah, but I think it was our team. With our energy that we kept up, it was great. We never got down.
Yeah, you kind of had to produce runs in the beginning because the bats really weren't going. I think you only had 4 hits as a team in the ball game. So, but you guys are very aggressive, very fast, and so I thought you guys played a good game that way. So you got it done here today, and you got to score the winning run. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, Carly White joining us here, and tell the coach to come over here, Carly, when. We'll have Coach Novice coming, kind of tag teaming this with the newspaper guys, but Josh coming over. Boy, what a game! Did you kind of have a feeling? Do you know you're playing probably a little different team than what you played the last time against KML? They gave you quite a tussle here today.
Well, it's playoffs. Yeah. Those girls want to win just like ours girls do, and boy, I'm just glad I don't have to see that number 8 no more from them. She's a senior over there. What a good player. And I'm just proud of our girls. You know, when you're getting hollered at by the umpire, to keep your noise down. Yeah. that's a group that backs their team no matter what.
Is that the first time you've been called for that or warned about that in a game this year?
I was shocked. I thought he was kidding. Yeah. I thought they were replacing a player or something. I had no idea why he was coming over, but he said because he was banging on the roof, so sort of like a noisemaker, which you can't have according to the rules. So
you only had like 4 hits in the ball game. I don't know if that's the total you had too with it, but 4 hits in the game, but no hits in that first inning. Accounting that might have been the 5th hit out there.
Yeah, it was.
You didn't have a hit to like the 5th inning in the ball game, but I tell you, you got an aggressive team out there, and without even a hit, you got a couple of runs or 1 run across the plate in that first inning, and some other situations where you kind of stranded a few people out there. But
stranded 9 or 10. So with less than 2 outs and bases loaded a couple times, and we mustered 1. And but it runs through your head so much that I second guess myself sometimes. And again, it came into. I think Westy would have beat 1 out if we would have laid a bunt down, but that's not what we are this year. It's not,
Right.
she barreled one up for a big win.
I like that way of winning. She just smoked one out there to right center field. So it was a great at bat for Kaylee Westfall and a big hit at the right time. So you know who you're playing? Have you got any results?
Freedom is it? Yep. I don't know what the score was, but and we already got 3 games in the book already for Freedom. I know there's one more I can see online, and I'm glad it's not Mosinee because we have no film on them. So that would have been a tough one going into them. But, Freedom's a great team. They're actually a lot like us. They're big hitters, 2 good pitchers. And so, I told the girls already, it's like seeing ourselves. Back in the day, sometimes when we seen Luxembourg Casco, it was like seeing ourselves with the small ball and fast and quick teams. And we'd play each other like seeing ourselves, and I told them this will be like seeing ourselves too. So,
well, congratulations, and we're going to get Kelly Westfall. We'll get her on, and then we'll wrap things up here again. Congratulations on a nice win, and we'll be there for you coming up on Thursday.
Thank you so much, and thanks for Jeff. Is he up there? Yeah, good. And he came back good, and all you guys. Okay. So appreciate it.
Again, Josh Navas, head coach for the Waupun Warriors, and again, Kaylee, I think you unleashed all the Waupun's frustration on one swing out to the fence and brought that run in easily from third base. Just talk about what was going through your mind with a team that kind of frustrated you guys today after you kind of beat them pretty handily the first 2 times you met them.
Yeah. So I kind of just wanted to end the inning because it's already the 9th inning. And my dad's always told me, he's like, these are just the moments you live for. So I just had confidence going up to the plate.
What an exciting way to end the ball game. And just talk about a little bit, a team that you beat pretty handily the first time you played them a month ago. You know that you're going to probably see a little tougher resistance from them coming into this game.
Yeah. Had a lot of momentum coming from Kewaskum, so I knew that they were going to come play their game, and we just had to come play ours.
Big time hit, exciting, got everybody what they wanted here. It was waited to the 9th inning to do it, but congratulations on getting the winning hit here tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, Kaylee Westfall joining us, and that is about it. We're going to wrap things up, let the young players come out here, and again, thanks for joining us from Jerry Meadham Field. Waupun coming up with a bottom of the 9th hit off the fence, and they win by a score of 5-4 over KML, and they'll be playing against Freedom coming up on Thursday over at Seymour, and we will have that game for you right here on Radio Plus. And tomorrow afternoon, don't forget, we've got boys baseball, as Waupun will be playing on the other end of Lincoln Street over at the Gus, and they'll be taking on Xavier, Appleton Xavier, in that ball game in a regional championship, and you can find that also on Radio Plus. Have yourself a great night. This has been Waupun Warrior Softball on Radio Plus.
Radio Plus Sports.
Free throw line, nice back cut, and a find to Cale Peterson. And Gracie Gopalin puts it up, puts it in, gets knocked to the floor into the free throw line. A little crossover dribble, goes up with the right hand, gets it to go. Waupun on a roll right now. Will go up with the left hand, puts it in. Another steal and a basket for the Randolph Rockets.
Vanderwerf getting the ball to Spies, and she pounds one down and puts it off the arms of Delaney Rudinger and out of bounds. Walder's going to get it near the middle, and DeVries pushes it off to the right.
Off to the races the other way. Throws it up to Emba, throws it down and in. Unbelievable alley-oop to Ben Emba, and throws it down for the 2. What a feed into Ben Emba from Will Sines.
Dual feeds Johannes again. That one off the window and in. Johannes to the line.
Thanks to our sponsors in today's game.
Laconia has the basketball with a chance. Madigan gets it in for Engel. Back to Madigan. Spots up. Got it! He scores!
And people, there are your state champions, the Randolph Lady Rockets. Congratulate them on an unbelievable storybook season. Your Waupun Lady Warriors are champions of Division III girls basketball.
The complete broadcast schedule can be found at RadioPlusInfo.com.